All right, all right. We are back with another episode of Tread Talk. And actually, I got clothes on today because I was looking back at the clips like, dude, like I'm looking like I'm homeless. I'm only talking about bagging girls, doing all this stuff. Well, look at myself. I wouldn't even believe me.
I'll be wearing the same thing every time, man, just to keep it simple.
Thanks, man. But how was your week, man? How you been? Oh yeah, on my left I got Ant. You know what I'm saying?
Back again.
Like again for another episode.
Happy to be here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Man, my week was good, bro. It was man, I had a wedding. I shot a wedding on Friday,
Mm,
and that was solid. I don't shoot a lot of weddings.
mm.
But this one it was solid, and they did the reception real good. Like they kept it engaged.
Yep.
And this was probably the first wedding that I've either been to or shot in a while where it's like towards the end you still had, I mean, 75% of the people were still there.
Mm.
'Cause, usually after the first dance, the food, the cake,
Oh yeah,
people
people
out.
out. Typically the
So
old folks.
right, so it was pretty solid. So other than that, man, it was chill. It was chill. How was your week? What you get into?
Honestly, none. I've been just doing my little thing and coming home. Like, man, it's been a simple week, you know.
Yeah, and you need those sometimes though, man.
Yeah. With your wedding, is you video or photo?
Video.
Video.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, which is nice because have you ever shot a wedding?
I have.
Yeah, so if you notice like the photographer, when there's a photographer and a videographer, the photographer pretty much runs point.
Yeah.
So the video guy is just kind of capturing what's happening. So I love being on the video side
Mm.
because I'm just like, hey, yeah,
It's a lot
photographer
less
set
pressure.
everything up, and I just shoot what you set up.
Yeah, a lot less pressure on the video
Yeah,
side because photos you gotta have it right on point.
yep,
Video is like I'm gonna get the shot, but then
yep.
also I know how I cut this matters more.
And then,
You know
video is like, I only need moments.
exactly.
So, like when you do photos, you kind of got to capture everything. Like they want
Yeah.
all that video. It's like I don't have to capture every single thing
Yep.
because I just got to get moments that I can put a little video
Hmm.
together and
How do
it's
you
good.
feel about like being just a one person like for weddings? 'Cause for me, I mean I've done it by myself alone, but I've liked having maybe two or three
Man,
additional hands, but the budget sometimes don't call for it.
yeah, ideally on the photo side and the video side, you want a second shooter.
Hmm.
Ideally, because, so like my plan when I shot it, when I was going to shoot, because I did some research on the venue and all of that.
Hmm.
So my plan was, I was going to have a cam in hand and I was going to have a cam on sticks.
Hmm.
So that way I could get like this wide perspective and then I could just focus on the tight shots.
Hmm.
So I had my joint set up. I spent like 10 minutes finding the right spot, setting it up. And then right before the ceremony started, they had like some curtains to kind of like block off the thing. And originally they had it where it was like, they had like the little hooks. And it looked fine. I thought they was going to leave it like that, to be honest, because I don't know. There was nobody else in the space.
Yeah.
The space was what it was. So I thought they was going to leave it like that. But then right when the ceremony about to start, ladies come, starts closing it. She closed the curtain right in front of my cam. Like my cam's right here. The curtains is like right here. I'm like, oh. So then there was nowhere to put it at that point.
Yeah.
So I was like, dang. So yeah, it definitely is better
Hmm.
to have a second shooter. But yeah, like you said, I mean, budget, a lot of times, like,
It's just not like
there's just no budget for it.
for me, weddings start at a certain price point, and even at that lowest price point, I charge it. I'm like, I don't feel confident bringing on a second shooter for like most I have maybe like 500 to 1,000 for the
Right,
day,
right,
and then
right.
still like the optics of weddings, people automatically, oh, we're doing a wedding, how much we in it? I'm like,
Right, right.
so I see that for sure.
Yeah, it's gotta be a pretty big wedding for them to have a budget for a second. Because yeah, I mean, especially like, I mean, if you got an 8 hour day, I mean, man, 500 would be the minimum that you could pay somebody. But
But that's even me saying, hey, just record, and then I'm gonna have to go give
right,
me the SD card.
right,
I'm not expecting nobody to edit.
right.
And most time for stuff like that, I'll just give them the SD card to trying to upload your footage and
Right.
let's just skip past
That
that.
is also the way to do it.
Yeah.
Because if you got to deal with transfer, it's doable, but it's
Yeah.
just an added task.
Yeah.
That's just not. It's just not
If we're
necessary.
transferring, I'd rather transfer on site just to my hard drive. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, because digital transfer, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to download. I don't want to download these.
Now, if you have a second, do you like them to have be in the same ecosystem, or does that not matter to you?
um, ideally, but if you can just shoot log, then I
Yeah,
mean we can match it. But ideally, yeah, because the color science and stuff
yeah,
like that is what played a big role
yeah.
into
I didn't even shoot this one in log. I was like,
really.
I didn't even want the headache because it was all indoor.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The set it was all indoor, all in the same space.
Yep.
Lighting was gonna be the same. So I
Mm-hmm.
was just like, I don't even want to have that added step.
Into your editing
You know, not
process.
that like, put throwing a Rec 709 on. It's like it's not hard, but it's like
Mm-hmm.
the lighting conditions aren't gonna change. It's gonna be the same the entire time. I'm not gonna be dealing with anything
Yep.
crazy. So I was just like, nah. So I shot it with a 70 to 200
Mm-hmm.
and a 35.
Nice.
Yeah, so it worked out. It worked. Now I gotta edit it. I ain't looking forward to that. I ain't gonna lie.
Dude, that's like the worst.
Yeah,
The editing.
I'm definitely not looking forward to that. Like,
That's why for me it's like I gotta be very passionate about what I shoot.
yeah,
Like, obviously like if it's a payday, hey, I do what you gotta do.
right,
But
right,
sometimes it's like, dude, like I don't want to edit this.
right,
I don't want to shoot this.
right.
um so yeah,
And
but
wedding videos is typically longer too. Like
mm,
when you do like a little scissor reel or something like that, I mean, those can be short, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, minute. That's not bad.
yeah,
It's like wedding, you kind of got to cover the day,
yeah.
so it's like the last one I did, I think it was like 4 minutes, 5
Yeah.
minutes, and I'll let clips play out a little bit longer.
No,
So,
you got to. I personally, I might sound crazy, but I would rather edit long form than
yeah,
do short form content
yeah, I think I
any
agree with
day,
that. I think I agree with that.
especially for clients because it's
Yeah,
like, oh, it's not exactly what I wanted or it's missing this clip, and I'm like, dude, it's only 30 seconds.
right,
Or 60 at most, and even
right.
then, I'm like trying to tell it, trying to make it more visually engaging, where it's like long form content. Not only do I get away from the 9:16
Yeah,
ratio or
yeah,
whatever, um, I can actually just tell the full story, let clips drag
right,
out,
right.
add better audio. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And see, that's my thing. Like I think I want to say I think like the industry is sort of kind of moving away from this, but I've always had an issue like when I watch a recap video and they focus more on the transitions and the
Mm-hmm.
flashy stuff. Now mind you, from a media person,
Mm-hmm.
it looks great. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like cool, but to me it's like the whole point of a recap video so that people can get a recap of what
Yeah.
happened. So if you're showing a clip for, 12 frames or at most a second and everything is so fast paced, nobody can really get a feel for what went on. Like you just have a reel that looks cool,
Yep.
but to me it defeats the purpose of a recap.
No, I agree.
So I've never been into like the transitions and the flashy stuff because I'm just like, nah, like I want people to be able to see, and the people that's in it, like I want them to have a little bit of screen time. Like you don't
Yeah.
want to just be like, oh, it was just a quick snap, boom, there I was, and that's it. That to me that doesn't make sense.
I agree. Yeah. I hate it. I really will not. Like, I'm like, I've gotten hit up for like, hey, can you shoot and edit like reels? I'm like, I don't do reels.
Yeah,
Straight up,
yeah,
I tell people, no, I just don't do
yeah,
them. Like, I don't, not that I can't edit them. Like, I just don't like to do them because,
right.
especially when it's like, these reels are like, then they want like 5 to 10. They don't realize how much repetitiveness you're going to get when you want 5 to 10 reels off of a 2 to 4 hour shoot.
So you saw that the recap that I did at that fashion show.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I had that all mapped out
Yep.
because I don't like shooting fashion shows and I
Mm-hmm.
don't shoot fashion shows anymore. But I made an exception for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I had the music picked out. I had my markers already set. I knew what clips was going where. Like I had it all mapped out so that I could just come back to the office, plug those clips in, and I was gonna be good to go.
Yep.
So like that edit should have taken me like 30 minutes at the most. The problem was
Yep.
I was relying. So it was a fashion show that was a part of a bigger Juneteenth
Celebration.
event.
Yep.
So there's gonna be like steppers
Mm-hmm.
and fraternities doing some stuff. There was a singer, all this stuff that I thought, and this was on me because I kind of just based it off of some marketing stuff that went out. Like I thought all of that stuff was a
Mm-hmm.
part of the show, like the fashion show, not necessarily this other event that was happening.
Yeah.
So I was reliant on having those clips of those different things.
Yeah.
Like even down to the music choice. Like the music was very pro black, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So it all was gonna be fine. I wasn't able to get any of that because it was all part of this other event. No one knew what time things was happening, so all I captured was fashion show.
Mm.
So I get back to the office and I'm just like, this song is not going to work for
Yeah.
this show because the show wasn't all black people, you know what I'm saying? So to have a pro black song and only half the people, like, it just wasn't going to work.
Yeah.
So I had to start from scratch. It took me all day.
Really?
It took me all day, and I was very irritated by that because I'm just like, I didn't plan, like, I didn't want to invest my whole Saturday. I guess it was, I mean, it was probably 8 hours. I mean, I think I started at like 5 in the morning. I posted at 1:30.
Yeah. It'd be like that.
So I was just like, I don't enjoy that. I don't enjoy that at all. So, granted, it was a longer one. I mean, it was, 2.5 minutes because I like to make them longer just to, show everybody, make sure I show every model.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Designers get their time, all that. But, bruh.
I feel like that's not a problem because, like, I think when I'm posting stuff now, I don't really care about the algorithm or
Yeah,
like because
yeah.
I'm posting my content. It's my portfolio.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. I've never cared about, like, I
used
don't
to,
care
though.
about it at all.
Like if I cut it like this, it'd be
Yeah.
better for. But now I'm like, dude, y'all know who I am. Y'all gonna watch it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna watch
Right.
it.
I
could care less
Dude,
at
I'm
this
that
point.
way 100%. Like, I do not care about creating content for the algorithm. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just going to put it together how I want it to put it together, and that's it.
Yeah.
And either you're going to like it and watch it or you're not. I'm cool with both sides.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not tripping either way.
Yep.
So but it just puts into perspective. I hate editing video.
Yep.
I like shooting it. I hate editing it though.
For that. This past week, yeah, I didn't really do much, but I will say though I did do like a lot of. This is like more like a prep / planning week. I think I had probably about 3 calls. 2 were music videos and 1 was like a little testimonial commercial type thing.
Speaking of music videos, bruh.
Yeah.
That the one you just did is solid, man.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So when you edit those, like, do you kind of have like a flow that you go through, where you kind of have like a base and then you kind of just season the taste, or are you kind of doing it from scratch with everyone?
Everything's from scratch, and like I say, every music video is different. Like that one, it wasn't meant to be like storytelling.
Right.
It was more just chaotic and
Yeah.
placement, but also the way I edit, I'm not one of people to use all these little effects and like screen effects. Like I don't really like them. So kind of mixing my style, but typically I lay out everything on the timeline. Like I'll stack them.
Yeah.
All the like A-roll shots, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
all the performance shots, sync them up with the music, and then from there I'm like, okay, and then going off my notes of what she wanted. For example, she wanted to be in blue, showing that she's alone. Red with her group homegirls.
Yeah.
So then it's like, well, I'm not gonna start the song off with her with the homegirls.
Right.
I want to wait till the build's up.
Right.
And then once it gets wild, now she's with her homegirls dancing. Then we go back to the calm, back to the blue. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like little things like that is what I went into with that mindset. And then knowing what I shot, I was like, okay, well, for sure. Like I know, I already know. I don't want to see these clips until the end of this video.
Right.
Yeah, so it makes it a little
You
easier.
used to go live when you used to edit videos. How come you don't go live no more?
Honestly,
I enjoy watching that sort of thing.
Yeah, so honestly, I'm not opposed to it. Things I really haven't been shooting like that, but my logic was I'm doing this anyway. I might as well go live and do it.
Right.
Because being live doesn't really even distract me because I've actually never gotten like anything bad where it was like, oh, you can't edit or like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't care.
Yeah.
People can see the process. I think. Yeah, if anything, it drives more business because people, when I posted it like on Twitch and stuff, people used to like come on and they're artists themselves. Like, hey, well, bro, like if I send you clips or, hey, can we film this? So, not a bad idea. I'm not opposed to it at all.
Yeah. I feel like the next one you do, you should go live. Yeah, you should definitely
another big
go live.
one coming up. Hopped on the phone with her this past week. She had a pretty cool little concept theme, cool little budget. So. Probably at the end of July.
Yeah. I saw something this past week that irritated me that I want to talk about. I want to get your thoughts, but then I also want to do a PSA to the models out there. And this might upset photographers because I am not necessarily pro photographer in this thought process. And there's actually another topic that I want to dive into and get your thoughts on as well. So I'm gonna start with the PSA for models. if you are doing a collab shoot
Mm-hmm.
and the photographer does not allow you to pick the pictures that you want to be edited, do not shoot with that photographer.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Don't shoot with that photographer. I think it's crazy that a photographer would do a collab shoot and want to be in control
Mm-hmm.
of every facet of it. You know, the images they get selected, posted, edited, all of that type of stuff. That's not a collaboration.
It's not
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you
no.
want to have that level of control, pay the model,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you're doing a collaboration, and this might be a hot take, but if you're doing a collaboration, I feel like the model should either have a say so in how you edit it,
Mm-hmm.
or you should be okay with giving that model images that they can edit however they want. Now, photographers gonna come back and be like, well, the model knows the photographer's style and all this and da 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 da. I get that,
Yeah.
but it's like, at the end of the day, if nobody's getting paid, everybody should be able to get what they want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just think it's crazy that, like, photographers just want to hold on to every part of the process, and then it's like, you know, don't edit the photos. That's a disrespect to the art. Well, it's like, if you care about the art, pay the model.
Yeah.
Okay, you pay the model, then you can edit it however you want. You can show whatever you want. You can deliver whatever you want. But it's like, if it's a collab, the model needs to have a say so in what they get and what it looks like.
Yeah.
It really is that simple. Like, it irks me that photographers still have this mindset that, like, we're just in control of everything, and you know, our clients and models, they get what we give them.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. I know what's crazy is that I actually did do a collab shoot on last Monday
Yeah,
evening. With my homegirl. She just wanted headshots. She wanted to, like, you know. And so when it came down to it, I'm more like the approver. Not approver, but more like, okay, she's like, I got this concept. Okay, what's your concept? I want to do this. I want to be in the library with this little nice little suit tie thingy on. Okay, cool. I'm not being like, I think you should wear a dress.
right,
Because we collabing. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Like,
right,
that's what you want for
right.
yourself. That's how you want to present yourself. Cool. She's like, you know a location? Okay, I'll help you there. You know what I'm saying? But she had a better location. I was like, cool, let's go there instead.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So I think with collabs and stuff that, yeah, I see what you're saying. I think
yeah.
you
Well,
control, and vice versa. The music video we were just talking about,
mm-hmm,
that was on the collab side,
mm-hmm.
where it was like, yeah, what do you want? I'm gonna help deliver that. And
Right.
then she had some little edits, like for example, it was something as small as like the font. I had a font that I liked, but when she said, "Oh, I don't like that font. Can we change it?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, of
Yeah.
course, yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
whatever."
a big deal.
Yeah,
Right?
you know
Like,
what I'm
that
saying?
font
Like,
ain't making or breaking
yeah,
nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, who cares?
yeah, who cares? And then she had like another thing. She was like, "Oh, in this clip right here, can you like just change it?" And I was like, "Yeah, no problem." Because to me, it's all go on my portfolio. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if you're confident in your work,
Right.
somebody else's input shouldn't affect everything.
Right, right. And it's and that's twofold. It's like, number one, like, you want the model, because I've seen this so many times where a model will shoot with a photographer. The
Mm-hmm.
photographer doesn't really give the model any input, and that model never posts those photos.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so it's like, well, yeah, you got content out of it as a photographer, but if I'm shooting with a model, I want the model to post that,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And low key market for me,
Yeah.
in a way. So it's like, if I'm shooting with a model and she don't want to post it, then I'm like, I feel like I didn't do my job. And it was like, what was the point of that?
Yeah.
But then also, it's like, I think too many people in our industry get so hung up on this, I don't want you to edit my work because it's not a reflection of me and all that. And I've said for years that I just think that's bullshit. It's like, first of all, nobody that's hiring you is not going to look at your portfolio, first of all. So if someone is interested, they're going to come and see your work and see what you could do. That's number one. Number two, we live in a culture where everybody edits everything.
Yeah.
So everybody knows that if a model posts something, they're not immediately assuming that that edit was the photographer.
Yeah.
Because we all know that people put filters on things and
Yeah.
do all sorts of stuff. So nobody in their right mind is, even if they saw something crazy, would think that's the photographer's doing. And then number three, and the most important thing, is nobody gives a damn. Like, the things that we worry about as photographers and videographers, the average person is not looking at that photo and being like, it's trash.
Thanks.
So you're so concerned about people seeing this misrepresentation of your work.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, they're just looking at the photo and they're like, that's a great photo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to me, I'm just like, I've moved past wanting to control all pieces of it because I just don't care enough. And I don't think that we should care that much to where we don't let the other side be happy, even with clients. It's like at the end of the day, if a client wants to edit something, I more so want to make them feel comfortable coming to me the same way that she came to you about that video.
Yeah.
Like, don't feel like you got to edit it. Like, if you want it done a different kind of way, let me know, because I can edit it how you want, but I can make it look good in how you wanted to edit it versus you just using some app or AI or something like that. Like, just let me know what you want. Like, we got to normalize having that line of communication.
And that's the biggest thing. I remember I did she paid, so like, I didn't care, but it was a paid music video, and it wasn't nothing crazy. It was like a couple hundred. I was, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I shoot it, I edit it, I hear nothing. She drops it, and she added additional like cap cut effects onto the music video,
Mm-hmm.
and then she had to like. For me, I think it was just about the communication. Saying, "Hey, I'm into more effects." Because I tell you about it. I straight up, I think a lot of effects look tacky and corny.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Cheesy as hell, for sure.
If it's not proven a purpose, like as a transition that makes sense for that video, then you just add random stuff in there and doing these clone effects that you see on CapCut. Like, I'm not into that.
Right.
So I don't edit like that.
Right.
Now, if you think that's cool and you want to be like, I could do that. I'll make it look better than what you just did. But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So I think it was just communication where it's like, you could just say, hey, I want more effects.
Right.
And I would be like, yeah, for sure, I got you. And then we could come up with something, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's kind of, kind of all ties into like having that communication up front. Like, everybody that I shoot with, I always am like, what's your end goal? Like, what are you going to do with this content? Because a lot of times that will drive how I shoot and how I edit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So if I know that up front, if I know you want something specific, I'm going to shoot in a way that's going to make sense for that. You know what I'm saying? So like a simple thing would be, if I know somebody's going to want images in black and white, I'm going to make sure that I shoot it in a way where there's a lot of contrast when I shoot it. Because otherwise, if you just convert a low contrast image to black and white, it's muddy. It just doesn't look good. You got a lot of gray tones. It doesn't look good. So if I know the end result is black and white, I'm going to make sure that, I got some punchy highlights and some dark shadows so that when that conversion happens, that black and white stands out. It's punchy. So it's like, at the end of the day, I'm going to have those conversations so that when I deliver something to you, you're not even going to want to edit it.
Yep.
I don't think that a lot of people in our industry want to do that because people get so hung up on the art of it. And I'm just like, to be real, nobody gives a damn about the art.
Nobody does.
Okay? We might, but nobody really cares about the art. So stop being so fixated on the art and I got to protect my art and all. Nobody cares.
Like, I say, you got to kill the dream, like, and that's really just coming from like, you have to, in order to put out art or whatever, you gotta detach yourself from it.
Right. Right.
There's so many things that I shot and I was like, I'm not putting it out, but I should have but you're so attached to it, you just like, what, like, you know what I mean?
I mean, that's why you have passion projects though.
Well, yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like especially like when you do this for a business, you can't want to protect the art and do it as business. I mean, obviously it's not impossible. If you want to only take on the clients that really loves your art and will quote unquote respect it, you can do that.
Yep.
But it doesn't make sense. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're in business, the sole reason for being in business is to make money. Like, if that's not the fundamental reason of why you're in business, you're doing it backwards. Like, then you shouldn't be doing it for business, because nobody starts a business and just say, well, I just want to do what feels good in my heart. And that's the most important thing.
That's called a nonprofit.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, then don't do this for business. Like, if you're in business, your job is to give the client what they want. And the more flexible you are, the more business you can have. If you're just so dead set on, well, this is how I edit and I will not edit it any other way for you, you're leaving money on the table for no reason whatsoever.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm just like, move away from that. But like, going back to the collab stuff, it's like, I've talked to so many models that they're just like, yeah, when we shot, they showed me pictures that I love, but then when they sent me the edits, like, I didn't get any of those. Or when it's time, if they do let them pick, they're like, yeah, the ones that I loved, they weren't in there.
Only Well, I'll let you pick, but you can have everything too. I'm not
So
picky.
yeah, so how you feel about that?
I feel like you can. For me,
So if you do a shoot, if you do a, we'll keep it collab because like paid is kind of different. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? You kind of do think, that could be different. So if you do
But
a collab shoot,
mhm.
do you give the model all the usable shots? Do you give them a certain number? Like, what's your flow on that? How do you do that?
I will. Well, I'll go through. Obviously, if it's like a bad shot or something on my end, you ain't gonna see that. You know what I'm saying? But all the good ones that, and I'm not saying everything I deem is good, but like whatever, like I'll give you those. You can have them. Um, the video space. That's really what I do. I will for corporate stuff. Typically with Raws is with it. You play the game,
Mm-hmm.
you play the corporate game,
Mm-hmm.
because like that's infinite marketing for them,
Right.
But for example, again, the music video I did, hey, you want these Raws for your promotion and just so you can have these memories of your music video
Right.
from behind the scenes to the actual footage? Sure.
Yeah.
Because what am I going to do with it? I've
Right.
already made it. I'm not keeping raw. I mean, I keep raw clips sometimes, depending on the project, but it's like for me just to hold on to it and not give it to you to use in your own way and spin it
Mm-hmm.
how you need to. Like we saw, she was making reels of
Right.
BTS and all
Right.
stuff
Right.
before I even came. I'm like, dang, she faster than me. Like,
Right. Right.
but like that's the point of a collab though, where it's
Right.
like, everybody gets to eat off of it.
Mm-hmm. That's an interesting take. And what's more so interesting is that I agree with you,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't always do it that way.
I agree too.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm at a point where I'm not opposed to giving models. I guess I can say all the images, however we want to define that. Like
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to it. I don't routinely do it, mainly because I don't feel like they would do anything with them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like if I'm like pick your 10 or your 12, which that's usually the number. Like sometimes I'll do 8. It depends on the looks that we have and things like that. But I'm like, to me, if I give you a solid 10 or 12,
Mm-hmm.
I could give you the rest, but they're all the same in what you picked.
Yeah.
So I don't really feel like you're really going to do anything
Yeah.
with them. So it's like I could give them to you, but what is the real point? You're never going to post, like no one's going to post 100 pictures,
No, of course.
So I don't really do it just off of the fact of the strength of I don't really feel like you're going to do anything with them. So it's like, what's the point? But also at the same time, like I wouldn't be opposed if a model was like, do you mind
Mm-hmm.
if, you send me all of them? I don't care.
I mean, yeah, I don't care. And to be honest with y'all, you got as long as that link stays active for
Right,
if it means I
right,
forgot to pay Frame.io or
right, right,
or Lightroom, I'd be like,
right,
oh wait. They're like, the link's not working. They hit me up like 3 months later. I'm
right.
like, girl, I got a whole new Frame.io account. Like,
Listen, I've had that happen, and I'm like, yeah, you gotta charge me for that. I gotta charge them for that,
yeah,
because I keep those links out there for a little minute too.
yeah,
So for somebody to come back 3 months later, I'm gonna be like, nah, like that's not the way this operation go.
nah, for
Like
real.
you could have, especially in Frame.io, it's so easy to download all of them. There's a button
This is
right
download
at the
all.
top that says download all. That's
Yeah.
all you gotta do. Right as soon
Yeah.
as you get that link, download them all.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, hey, if you don't do that, now using my time
Yeah.
that's outside of what I agreed to put into what we did.
Mm-hmm.
So now you gotta run me a little something.
How do you feel about people coming back after 3 to 6 months, being like, "Hey, I had that happen too. Hey, you got my First of all, I'm gonna throw this out here too, because
Throw it out
I don't
there.
even care
Throw it
if
out
you
there.
see it. But I did a shoot last year, right? Little restaurant shoot. I was in the kitchen filming stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Charged them maybe like 500.
Mm-hmm.
She paid me 200, 250 up front, and after I edit all her reels, she was supposed to pay me the back end. And I was cool with her, like, you know what I'm saying? So I know she had a little bit of money issues and stuff like that, but again, that's not my problem. You booked me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I shoot it, I edit it, I watermark everything. And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, hey, here's your clips, let me know when week go by, nothing. Oh, I have the money to you by tomorrow. Okay, cool. Didn't get paid. 2 weeks go by. Hey, just check it. And at this point, I'm on a whole other shoot. I forgot, kind of, sort of, but I know I got money lingering still.
Right.
So I'm like, hey, just following up, boom. just last week, she hit me like, "Hey, you got those clips still? I need to post some stuff for my promo," because she never got anything without a watermark.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't have them no more.
Right.
But that's like
Right.
that window of time.
Yep.
I hit you up for probably a good like 60 to 90 days after the shoot, and you
Yep.
kept saying, then she even said to the point, "Don't worry about it, just delete everything if you're not," because she was like, "Just send me it because I gave you half." I was like, "No," and she hit me up, and yeah, I was like, "I don't have nothing
Yeah.
for you."
Yeah. I don't keep all that video.
Yeah, of course.
You know, that's the
Yeah.
thing with like when I shot that fashion show, I had people hit me up, had models hit
Yeah.
me up, and that's gonna segue. Actually, I'm gonna just say it right now. The main reason I hate doing fashion shows and doing anything in the modeling industry is just the excessive entitlement that models have to stuff. Like, you know, when I tell them I don't have it anymore, it's almost like, how dare you not have my footage and you not send me my clips?
Yeah.
And it's like, you didn't pay me.
You didn't pay
The
me.
person that did the show didn't pay me. Like, nobody paid me anything.
Yeah.
So be thankful that you was even in the reel that I created. If
For
we
real.
want to have that type of attitude, like, I don't owe y'all anything. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if I took footage of y'all. Like, I take footage for the intent of putting the reel together.
Yeah.
I don't take footage with the intent of cutting it up and sending it to every single model. You know what I'm saying? So like, I always tell people, when you see the reel, the footage is gone after that.
Yeah.
Like, there's no foot. Like, once
Yeah.
I'm done creating it,
Mm-hmm.
because I mean, that show, I mean, I think for that fashion show, it might have been, it was like pushing 200 gigs of footage.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not keeping, for every video project that I have, you think I'm keeping hundreds of gigs of footage just in the event that you might want it later or something like that? Like, even with client stuff, like, once they approve it, like, I send it, they're good with it, they don't have any complaints, no changes, that footage is gone.
It's
Like,
gone.
I can't keep all that footage, especially with my backup system. I mean, I'd be doing terabytes every month.
You know what I'm saying?
There's just no way.
Yeah. But those models, man, I'm at the point. Oh, I don't do fashion shows no more.
Yeah, don't.
Uh,
Respectfully.
but if I ever were to go, because I have friends, walk those shows too, where it's like, just because you see me there shooting, if you didn't hit me up beforehand,
Right.
I'm going to get
Right.
my people and I'm
Right.
out.
Right.
Like,
And that's the thing too. Like, even when I'm shooting, I'm not shooting every single model and your walk in its entirety. Because again, I typically know how I'm putting it together. So I know, okay, I need some models right here. Then I'm gonna move here. I know I want to maybe get a low angle of, feet. So like, I'm like, everybody does. I'm not filming everybody the same.
Yep.
So like, you might just so happen to be one of the models that is like, nah, I was filming you walking, like, just knee down,
Yeah.
because I needed some of those clips. So it's like, yeah, I don't have clips of
Yeah.
everybody, number one. But even if I did, like, I'm not going to take the time
to put it together
to
for you.
cut every person so that I can just send you that. And even if it was like, oh, we'll just upload the whole thing. Yeah, I could do that. But that would take, with my internet, it would take forever to upload it. Like, I only have so much space in my frame IO, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm just not going, like, if you want it that bad, you can pay me.
Yeah.
And I will get whatever you want to have captured. But it's like, if I'm just there on my own time, it is what it is. Now, I have some models that I've worked with or I have a relationship with that, I'll send them stuff just based off of the relationship that we have.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think there was like 45 models in that show that I shot.
Yeah, no.
Like, I don't have the time unpaid to send 45 models video clips.
I feel that.
Photos is easy. I can edit one photo, batch, you know what I'm saying, upload it somewhere, send it to the organizer, and then they can disperse it however they want. That takes, half hour maybe.
Yep.
Video is a different ball game. And they just don't be getting that. And I just don't like the entitlement. It's like, I don't owe y'all anything.
Yeah, no facts.
You know what I'm saying?
I had a man. Actually, I didn't do much this past week. It actually was a crazy week. The same day I did my that collab shoot on Monday, I got hit up by another videographer because oftentimes, hey bro, I'm busy. I have a client who wants to do a shoot, and for music videos, I have a lot of other videographers. But hey, like, I can't take it. Can you do it?
Yep.
Or I just don't want to right now.
Yep.
And they got $500 cash.
Yep.
But you know what I'm saying? You want it, it's all yours,
Yep.
So I got hit up by one of my video friends for that. And I was kind of like, it was like last minute. I got a text at 3 to shoot at 7. And for me, that's kind of like, I don't know.
Right.
You know,
Right.
like,
I'm like, I don't
but
know.
I'm like, maybe we'll see. I got another shoot at 5,
Yeah.
collab shoot, so I might be done in an hour, whatever, because I could make time for it. And he was like, okay, bet. And then I was like, well, just make sure payment is cool, because these people be in the
Right.
DMs, especially
Right.
artists, music
Right.
artists, terrible.
Right.
So I was like, all right. He was like, all right, bet. I'm at the collab shoot, and he's like, hey, he said he texted you already. He knows who you are. Like, whatever. I'm like, you know me. Why didn't he just hit me up first?
Right.
Come to find out, it's a dude who be playing with money. And I didn't film him, but I filmed his homie. They were together, and then it was like some money stuff, and I wasn't really stressing it. I was like, dude, like that's on you.
Yep.
But I was like, I tend to stay away from those people. Then, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Once, so I'm like, oh,
Yep.
that's just the friend of that person. I know who that is. And I told him, I was like, straight up with him, like, hey man, like, I don't think, like, I'm not going to film because he wants to be on the strip. He said, "Let's go to the strip, and also I gotta escalate. We're gonna drive around the strip." I'm like, that don't sound fun to me.
Right. Right.
Like,
Right. It's got to
so
be enjoyable still, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying, to
like
some degree.
it's not creative, and I already know that 7 o'clock gonna turn to midnight. That midnight gonna
Right.
turn to 3 in the morning,
Right.
and
Right.
you think I'm gonna be here
Right.
all night for? He said 500 cash, right?
Right.
And I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like, I'd rather go to bed,
Yep.
honestly.
Yep. All money ain't good money, man. You know
So,
what I'm saying?
dude, my friend, he was like, I was like, if I were you, I would even like waste your time respectfully. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yeah. He just keep texting me like, if you're not gonna do it, he's like, I'll just go do it. And I was like, all right.
Right. You go do it then.
He went. He still ain't got paid.
Yeah.
And he told them, he was like, if y'all don't pay by this day, I'm deleting it. He straight up deleted it.
Yeah.
But like, I'm like, you have to have with people. You just like, I'm
That's how,
not.
you got to stand on that too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, the worst thing you could do is send somebody the stuff unwatermarked. Like when I send video, because like sometimes people won't want to pay until, the video is done. I mean, that the watermark, there ain't no getting rid of that watermark.
But
Like
no,
it
mine's
ain't,
obnoxious.
yeah, I'm about to say, it ain't no little thing down on the side that AI can get rid of. It's like the whole thing
Yep.
is watermarked.
Might
So it's
3D
like,
text it
yeah,
too,
it's like, it's
bubble it.
enough for you to be able to see what it is, but you would have a hard time getting rid of that watermark. And it's like, if you want to post it with the watermark, cool. You know what I'm saying? Have my brand all over there, all this stuff, cool. You know what I'm saying? If I ain't
No,
gonna
for
get
real.
paid, at least go ahead, put that watermark stuff out there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of crazy just in our industry in general, how much people want and how difficult it is to get paid sometimes.
So difficult. It's so difficult. I mean, and that's why people tend to just go corporate or something where it's like, I
Right.
know what I got coming.
Right.
I know that they gonna pay me on
Right.
even a net 30, net 60. It's like
Usually. I mean, I have had to sue some people.
I mean, yes,
Yeah,
but
I have had to sue some people. So usually, but even like net 30s is crazy to me.
it is.
You know what I'm
it is
saying?
crazy.
Like, because it's a certain, like most service based things,
Mm-hmm.
you have to pay before the service is rendered.
Mm-hmm.
Like you may have someone will come out, do a free estimate, something like that. Somebody may only require 50% up front. But for the most part, it's like, before I do this service,
Mm-hmm.
I need to be paid. You got a plumber or somebody come out. At best, it's going to be when the job is done. You got to pay me when the job is done.
Yeah,
like
go to
no
Chick-fil-A.
other service based is going to be like, okay, yeah, just pay me in 30 days or 60 days or 90 days or whenever.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy, but it's like in our industry, that's the expectation.
Yeah.
And at that point, you're chasing your money because there's nothing that can force someone to pay. The only course you have is going legal. But even then, like even
It's
if
a
you
headache.
win on a legal front, it doesn't mean you're gonna get your money that day. I mean, it could still be years before you get your money. Like if the courts don't have a way to garnish some sort of incoming money, you still may not see your money.
No, for real.
You know,
it's like with the net 30s. It's like you go to fast food restaurant, you eat it. You like, what? I'm gonna pay you once this digest out my system.
right.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, no,
Make
you
sure it
can't.
sits well with my stomach and
Yeah.
everything,
Make sure I
and
don't get
then
sick from this, and then I'm gonna let you know how it goes, and then I'll.
yeah.
But how do you feel about? I'm not gonna say clients because they don't really matter, but like let's say corporate clients and stuff where you go into like their world and they tell you how you're gonna get paid. Like, oh, the way we do stuff is on a net 90 or net 60 or net 30. Or are you the type to be like, well, I don't care what y'all doing. Here's what my terms are. Because I think a lot of times they try to tell us what the terms will be, and it's like, no, that's not how it's gonna work.
Yeah.
Or how we typically do stuff. It's like, well, that's how y'all do it, but working with me, I could compromise here and
Yeah.
there, but
Yeah.
like, no, I can't.
So it's twofold for me. Number one, I don't do net 30s anymore
Mm-hmm.
because of that incident, which I never really did net 30s to begin
Mm-hmm.
with. This was a particular client. They hit me up like a couple days before they needed me.
Yeah.
And so reluctantly, I looked up the company. I did some research on the
Yeah.
company. They were a solid company, been around for a while. Everything was legit on that front. So I was like, okay,
Yep.
I'll do it. And it ended up biting me. But also what ruined that for me was when I was in LA, I did contract work for a company and they would intentionally wait until the 30th day. The accounting department would have that invoice sitting on the desk
Mm-hmm.
and they just wouldn't process it, not because they were too busy. They just intentionally waited
Yeah. Cash
until the
flow.
30th day to process the invoice. And this was a company, it wasn't like the company makes, it's $1 billion company.
Yeah.
They have the money. They blew money on all sorts of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it was never an issue of they didn't have it to pay, they needed to wait. They just didn't do it until the 30th day. And that really opened my eyes to net 30 because I was like, so it's not net 30 because the process and it takes time. You only have one person and they have to do da da da. No, it was just, they just did that because. And even then, sometimes they wouldn't pay it until the person complained and then they would literally have it done like that.
Because with net 30, it's like, I've learned, it's whatever benefits them on the tax side. Whatever benefits them like on a payroll and cash flow type of system. So for them, they don't want to pay out to like that last day where they're paying out everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's not necessarily fair because it's like, yeah, if y'all got it, let's just get it done. You know?
Yeah, I don't do them. I literally tell people, if you got to do a net 30, then you'll have to find somebody else. And I would say 80%, 85% of the time, that's enough. I only have 15% of people that are just like, we'll just have to find somebody else. For the most part, people are just like, well, obviously we reached out to you. We want you to do it. So it's like, we'll get it processed, yada, yada. Because like at the end of the day, like I don't want to have to be chasing money because I shouldn't have to. Once I come and do the service, I don't want to have to chase that. So after being burned one time, that was enough for me where I'm just like, I would rather not take the job than take the job and not even know if I'm going to get paid. Like if I don't take the job, I'm not getting paid.
Yeah.
If I take the job, there's no guarantee I'm going to get paid, but I invested the time into doing it. I would rather just not do it because there's no reason why they can't pay you. They can pay you up front if they wanted to. It's not like it's impossible. They just choose not to.
Yeah. That's my biggest thing. Cause like I did like a convention one year for like this company. I came in, they had a booth, you know what I'm saying? I filmed everything and it was like, I remember everything being so urgent.
Right.
Like,
it always is.
Like, oh, like how fast can we get the photos back? Could we got to send to this person? How fast can we get the reels? And I'm like, okay, mind you, they paid a deposit down. So like, I'm like, okay, you got to pay 50%, whatever. Like, we're cool. But everything's so fast. And by the time that the end day comes, I'm like, hey, so if we're done here, mind you, I'm really uploading on site, doing all this stuff. Like, and then they're like, oh, so we're gonna talk to our account people. We're gonna see about your payment. How fast we could process it. And I was kind of like, straight up like, dude, I did a lot today.
Right.
I don't ever trouble for money, but like how urgent you guys were, which was not discussed, but prior to me even being here, if we can urgently get some funds, I don't care if that come from your account, you get reimbursed by your company. I don't care, and because that like constant chase and then he say she say stuff, and it's like I'm not doing this no more, and with freelance and like I really dealt with all of that, and I think money was like, and to be quite frank and honest, it's like half time we already negotiating down the rate, so I'm not even really getting what I feel like I deserve.
Right, especially in the corporate world. It's like I like corporate because it's less stress, but in the corporate world you do a lot more negotiating on your rate, which is, again, I've never had a problem with that because there's a lot of things that I will negotiate a better price on. Like I always say, nobody goes and buys a car and pays sticker. Like you're always going to talk it down, right? I mean, if a plumber or an electrician or whatever comes, like you're always going to try to get a better rate than what they first throw out there because typically that first number is going to be a little bit inflated,
Of
not a
course.
ton necessarily, but there's a little bit of room. So let me see
Yeah.
if I can get a better price. If I can't, that's cool. Like I like your work, I want you to do it. So if I can't get a better rate, fine. But we always try to get a better rate.
I always inflate up these like three
Yeah,
hundred
so it's
dollars.
like I never take it personal if someone
Yeah.
wants to do that to me because I know like I have a cushion where
Mhm.
it's like, okay, I got 8% that I can play with.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, if they want something low, I can drop 3%, 4%,
Yeah.
and see how that goes. So I know where it's like, okay, this is where I need to break even in terms of overhead, time, and
Mhm.
profit.
Yeah. No, of course.
So it's like, okay, I play with that 8%. Then, once it gets to that point where if it needs to be lower, then it's like, okay, cool, I can come lower, but I'm also going to remove deliverables.
Yep.
So that's always my thing where it's like, I have no problem adjusting my price, but I'm also going to adjust the scope. Like, I'm not
Of
going to
course.
give you everything just for a lower price.
Yeah.
I'll never do that because then I just look stupid as a business owner. So
Yeah.
it's like, oh, so your number was just way high.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to do this for a loss.
Mhm.
So I'm always like, yeah, like, okay, where do you need to fall? This is what I can do within that number. And a lot of times, what the client thinks they want, I'm like, you really don't need all that. So case in point, going back to what you were just talking about at the convention, I just shot a convention. It was last month sometime.
Mhm.
And they initially wanted me there. Man, I think they wanted me at their booth for like 6 hours. So, I gave them that rate. Guy calls me and he's like, yeah, that's just more than what we're wanting to spend. And I'm like, well, what's your objective? Like, what do you want me to capture? So he's explaining it to me and I'm like, listen, I shoot conventions all the time. I'm like, me being there for 6 hours is overkill. I was like, there's not enough different things happening at these
Yeah.
booths for you to need me there for 6 hours. Like, unless you have specific things that are
Ton events,
happening,
yeah.
I'm like, I don't need to be, trust me, I'm just going to be shooting the same thing over and
Mhm.
over and over. So we ended up I was there for 2 hours in the beginning, and then I was able to go shoot some other people, and then I came back for an hour because they had some meetings and stuff going on. So it's like, that's, as a business owner, like, that's how you negotiate that sort of thing. It's like, we can get the price down. Let's understand what you want, because more than likely you can still get what you want without realizing you don't need what you think you need to get it.
Yeah.
So we both can win. It's like, you can get what you need. I'm getting paid less, but I'm putting in less work. So I'm still getting proportionally the same thing.
Yep.
And it's like, that's how you have to function in a service base. You can't just be like, well, this is my price and I'm not budging on that price at all. It's
No, of
like,
course.
you can be that way, but you're going to miss out on a lot of money
We do.
because sometimes people don't need everything that you're offering. So nobody wants to pay for something they don't need. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel that. I definitely agree. I think that, I always say your price is your price, regardless of if you believe in your price and that's what getting you clients, getting you booked at that price range, then charge it. But I'm always going to say, I probably already said it, but like for the ones who are just starting, and they'd be like, oh, well, I saw on YouTube that the average price of a videographer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, but why? Like, what gear? Not even what gear do you have, but like, what skill set do you have? Like,
Right.
what have you shot? What have you done to
Right.
prove you want to be in this bracket of pricing? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And a lot of times, really nothing. And
See, I think your price is your price. I think there's truth to it, but I think in business that doesn't make sense.
no,
And I don't like, so a lot of people will be like, well, you don't walk into a Gucci store and negotiate the price. And my response to that is, do you have a Gucci level business? Like, the reason that luxury brands are able to do that is because they have a business that supports that model.
yes,
Right? They have the demand, they have the people that strive to get their product, so they don't have to lower the price because their demand far outweighs
yeah,
anything else. I was like, if you don't have a Gucci level business, then you can't have the mindset of, well, my price is my price, and if they value what I do, they'll pay it.
yeah,
Well, have you demonstrated and showed people that value? Do people see the value in what you're offering? Like, I can be like, I'm a videographer, I think I'm worth $1,000 an hour. That's great. You can think that. Two things you got to put into account. Will the market tolerate that? Because if I'm in a city where nobody
it's making
pays
that.
$1,000 an hour for a videographer, I'm never going to have any clients.
No.
Doesn't matter if I feel like my time is worth $1,000 an hour. If there's nobody in the city that will pay it, that number is irrelevant.
Yep.
Right. So it's like you get your number, then you say, is there anybody in the area that's actually paying that number? Okay, there are. What is that person offering? Because if the person that's charging, $500 an hour and is getting booked for $500 an hour, if they're offering 10 things over here and you can only offer one, you're also not going to get the $500 an hour clients because they're going to be expecting this and you can't offer that.
Exactly.
And that's where expertise plays a big factor, because it's like you could be good with the camera, but most of it isn't the camera. It's a lot of other stuff. It's solving problems. It's, making sure that what you're creating fits with, what they're trying to do, meets their goals, their objectives. That's where the money is. Because if we can do that, if I can, create video for you that helps you bring in an extra client a month, well, then that pays for itself.
No, I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think, like, people always say gear doesn't matter, gear don't matter. To an extent, yes, like, you should have enough knowledge of gear and what you're using for sure. On the flip side to that, and you might think differently.
I'm going to tell you what I think.
But here's why I don't think you need to go buy the Sony FX6. I don't think you need to go buy the FX3 even. You know what I'm saying? Or the Lumix whatever, Canon, the newest Canon, C80. Like, you don't need all that, right? But I do think you have to look the part and you have to fit the part. Like, I think, for example, if you're going into a corporate type of thing, you come in there with basketball shorts and a t-shirt on, they're going to look at you like, oh, he ain't supposed to be here. So if you come in with, depending on the shoot, you trying to say, I'm up here, I'm charging this much, you come in and granted, I can do the job with just bare body lens. Hey, the battery and the SD card, I'm good to, I could make something shake. But I know how it looks when the client mindset is like, well, he got a gimbal, he's over here doing all this other stuff, he's doing all this, and they probably just paid the same amount I'm paying this dude over here just with a little something. Now, I'm confident in my work to work with whatever, but at the same time, I do know on the client side of like, they getting a way better experience over there. They got audio running, they got all this stuff. Like, and this dude just came with a little lens, one lens at that, and one SD card. Like,
you're absolutely right though.
So you're not looking the part. People are like, why you throw a matte box on? Because it look good.
It's the only reason we put matte boxes on. You know what I'm saying?
If I'm shooting outdoor, though,
it's like you're inside with a matte box.
Yeah, no. But if I'm outdoor, I actually have ND. And then people don't have ND filters for their matte box sometimes. Yeah. Like, I got actual filters at least. So when I'm outside, it goes to use. But yeah, like, you have to look the part.
Especially in our space. In the corporate space, to a degree, I mean, you do have to look the part. Because it shouldn't be this way. Because it should be, did I deliver what you need? Yeah. And that should be the only thing that matters. But one thing that my old boss used to tell me, and it stuck with me all the time, he used to always say, perspective is, was it perspective is reality? It wasn't perspective is reality. It was, or was it perspective is reality? No, that don't sound right. Perception.
Perception, yeah.
Perception is reality. Because, I used to sit at my desk, and I would just be leaned back. I'd be on break. Yep. And I'd be leaned back in my chair, chilling, maybe like watching something on my phone. And he would come over and he'd be like, what you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm on break. So he would always draw perception as reality. And he would always say, if somebody important walks by and they see you just sitting back in your chair with your arms up watching a thing, they're not going to immediately think you're on break. They're going to see somebody sitting at their desk with their arms back watching something. So he said, even though you're not doing anything wrong, a lot of times perception is reality. So in our space, could we have an entry-level cam with a kit lens and be able to produce exactly what the client needs? A lot of times we absolutely can. But there will be people potentially that are a part of the project that don't know anything. And what they know is when they're on productions or when they know that someone's paid a certain amount of money, there's gear that they have. Yeah. And so they incorporate spending this kind of money with this type of gear. Yeah. And so if they don't see that, then it's like, well, why did we pay him that much? They don't care about the end product. Sometimes they may never even see the end product, but they're in charge of things getting approved and things like that. So it's like, yeah, sometimes unfortunately you have to look the part, even though looking the part doesn't have anything to do with what you're creating or what you're delivering.
Of course.
You just still have to do it because that's the optics of things sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah,
And then I can't sit here and say like, because at first I was always big on. I still am. I'm myself, regardless. Any shoot, all the
yep,
shoots.
yep,
And some shoes I know I could walk in just camera lens and I can get the job done and I'm
yep,
out. And that's how I used to like. That was my mindset before, and but then when I started doing like a lot more corporate and convention stuff, I was like, no, I gotta look the part because
yep,
this dude over here walking around with the gimbal, like
yep,
I know he's just doing that just to look like he doing
yep,
something, even
yep,
though, but he getting all the praise over here. You
yep,
know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man.
yep. I mean, at a minimum, I'll just take 2 cams. Because,
Okay.
at least if you have 2 cams, that's always going to look good. Like, oh, okay, you got 2 cams over. Even if they're bare bone cams,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? If you have two, that's a lot of times that's enough to where it's like, okay, it looked like he got something going on over here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, that's just the way it go. I hate that. I hate that, like, we're in a culture where people will want you to shoot with a specific camera, a specific brand.
Yep.
That irritates me to no end because I'm like, why do you want me to shoot with a particular brand? Like sometimes we're going to have 3 videographers on set. You're going to be one of 3.
Mm-hmm.
We just want everybody's footage to look the same.
Ecosystem.
That's a valid reason.
Yeah.
Like I'm okay with that. Most of the time it's not that. It's just because somebody saw something that they liked. It was shot with that brand.
Yep.
So they associate what they saw and like to that brand.
Yep.
And so they're like, I want mine to look like that. So you need to be shooting with this brand.
Yep.
And it's just like,
and I don't really like that. I've gotten the certain specs. Obviously you need a 10-bit 4K 60 as a bare minimum. I'm like, okay, that's reasonable. Like that's a good ask. The funniest one is Netflix approved.
yeah,
Is your camera Netflix approved? And what's crazy is that one actually is.
yeah, yeah,
That one is actually Netflix approved, and I didn't get it because it's Netflix approved. But then as soon as I got it, actually I booked for something later because they're like, "Do you have a Netflix approved camera?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Great, let's do it." And I
yeah,
was like, "What?
yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
that easy?" But I'm like, realistically, it's the same thing.
I just always ask, like, so if I get someone that is asking, and usually they're asking if you shoot with a Sony, if we're keeping it a buck.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate Sony users.
I'll just always, I know.
I say it straight up.
I'll just always ask, what's the importance of me shooting with the Sony?
Yep.
I always ask that question. Most of the time it's very superficial. Usually it's like what I said, they saw something that they liked and they're like, we want ours to look like that.
Mm-hmm.
So my follow-up question is, do you feel that look can only be achieved by someone shooting with the Sony?
Mm.
And they almost can never say yes because they don't know. They're just like, well, I don't know. I just know that, the thing that I liked and how I want our footage to look like it was shot with a Sony. So then that opens up the door for me to be able to, explain how it works and say, that look can be achieved. Like a lot of times the look comes from lighting, it comes from set design, it comes from color grading, it comes from things that have nothing to do with the camera or the brand itself. It's just in how things are shot. So I said, if you explain to me, help me understand exactly what you liked about what you saw, not that just that you liked it, but they may say, I loved how the background was out of focus. Okay, well, it's like a kit lens that's a 1.8 can give you that look.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I educate them and then they're like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So usually that's enough to get
agree.
people to pull back. Because like I said, most of the time it's not because they want to, they've got multiple shooters and they needed to match. It's usually they saw something.
Yeah.
Or they just think that, oh, Sony, like we won't be cool if it wasn't shot on Sony. And I'm like, well, what's more important? Like you looking cool or you actually having something that fits what you're looking to get?
Real though, Sony shooters, and I'm an iPhone user myself. The
Sony shooters are annoying as hell.
They are annoying because it's like
they're annoying as hell.
Well, you know what? I can respect if you got an FX6, I give you your credit. FX3. Anybody with an A7, get out of my way.
I don't respect people with FX6s because I've only talked to one guy that actually gave me a solid reason of why he wanted an FX6.
I'll give you
I'm
one.
gonna put it out there. Most people that shoot with FX6s, they do it just because optically it looks good.
It does, and it has like it looks like you're carrying out something on the camera.
Yep,
For me, only reason I like it is because internal NDs.
that was one of the reasons that he
And
gave.
but it's like I have these conversations with people,
Yeah,
and then they'd be like, I'm like, why do you like it? And they'd be like, because it's Sony. I'm like,
yep,
no, I give Sony their credit. Internal NDs with that camera,
yep,
the ISO, great. You
yep,
know what I'm saying? But the Black Magic, they have that too.
yep.
So the
Yeah, the two things that he gave, it was internal ND,
mm-hmm.
and then it was you can set the white balance to any Kelvin. So most Kelvins go 100. It's
Yeah.
multiples of 100. The FX6 is 1.
Very, yeah.
So he was like, I shoot a lot of stuff to where I'm able to really dial in the white balance in camera to match the color temperature of whatever ambient light that I have. And he shoots a lot of video, and that was important. And I was like, that makes sense.
It does make sense.
Like, that is a valid reason to get that type of cam. If you know you're having to spend a lot of time in post trying to get your color right because, you shot it at, 4,800, but the lights were, whatever, that can be very important. And it's like, I get it. So I respected him for that. Like, okay, you have a valid reason to have that FX6. I personally have never come across anybody else that had an FX6 that was able to give me any legitimate reason as to why they needed that over an FX3 or an A7S3 or even a different brand. Like, they can never give me anything. And it just comes down to, it looks good.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's cool. But I don't like this superiority complex where it's just like, well, I'm better than you because I have a Sony. And I'm always just like, you guys are some of the most insecure people ever. Because I don't know, like, Samsung takes shots at Apple every year, all the time. You never see it the other way. You know why? Because Apple don't feel like they need to. Because Apple's selling stuff. Yeah. People like Apple. They've got a whole base of people. They don't need to attack anybody else because they're selling stuff without it. It's like, the louder you are that we're the best, we're the best, we're the best. Well, if you're the best, why do you got to keep saying it? Yeah. If you're the best, people would know.
But also, I feel like I'm just gonna say this because a lot of Sony shooters don't even realize, just like Apple sometimes or whatever, you're actually behind in the camera industry. Where you realize, all these new features is like, you already had that. Like, for example, mine, 6K, open gate, full frame.
Yep.
Do they even have that right now? I think which camera?
I don't think they have a 6K because I was just reading something where there's supposed to be this FX5 coming out, and people are saying, they hope that Sony does 6K because apparently I guess Sony, they have 4K and they have 8. Yeah. And they never go in between or something.
So, I mean, in 6K, I don't care necessarily for shooting in 6K. I do notice more details, which I do like, in my footage when I do shoot in 6K. But for me, that was a big one. And recently I had the S5 II, and I switched over to the S1H, which is actually an older camera than S5 II, but has the low pass filter, which basically stops like the digitalization of that you get from most stuff. So like your films get like a little bit more softer look, that real organic, natural, early 2010s type of look, and that's the look I like. Yeah, and that's why I chose. And
that's important. That's why I still shoot with a Canon 5D Mark IV a lot, because I like the image that it produces, and it works for me. I have an R5 that I hardly ever use. I literally hardly ever use the R5 because it's very digital. Yeah. Right. So I mean, it's super sharp. Obviously, it can shoot in 8K, super sharp. But it doesn't. That's not the look that I want. So it's like, if I'm doing a project where I need that resolution, sure, I have that tool at my disposal. But I hardly ever use it because it's not the look that I want. And a lot of times in the stuff that we create, it's going on social media. It's going on some sort of platform to where it's going to get heavily compressed anyway. And nobody's really going to care. It's like, if somebody's looking at something on your phone, the average person is not pixel peeping. They're not caring about any of that stuff. And I think like the Sony base, I think that's what annoys me with them the most, because they hinge so heavy on specs, and it's like nobody cares about that but people like us. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like most clients, most models, most consumers of what we create on these cameras, they don't care about any of that stuff. Yeah. So it's like, to me, I don't even want to have that conversation because it doesn't matter. It's like, put more time and effort into lighting your stuff better, having a better story, better composition, better set. Like
Yes.
you're way better investing time and even money into those things than just, oh, this new camera came out. When they started coming out with the open gate, it drove me crazy
Okay.
because
Well, okay, I like this. I want to hear that.
everybody started acting like that was just a game changer.
Mm-hmm.
And what open gate can do, you've always been able to do it. You could always film in 4K, film it horizontally, get a vertical out of it, which is the same thing that you have to do with open gate. People made it seem like with open gate, you could just record as loose as you wanted and you're going to be good. You still have to put the most important part of what you're filming in the center of the frame, the same way that you would do with the camera without open gate. The only thing that it gives you is you don't have to back up as much, right? Because you get more head and foot room. But outside of that, it literally is no different than just filming in 4K and then taking that vertical out of that 4K for your 1080
But people
vertical.
don't tell you about when you shoot open gate, it's more like a square.
Yeah,
So if you're even doing a video, you have to scale in still.
yeah,
You're pushing in now
yeah,
to get those edges filled. And
yeah.
that's like, and I shoot 6K open gate. I do, but I mean, I enjoy it because, like I said, details for me. It's really all in the details, and
But it's the 6K that's giving you the detail, right?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? The open gate is what it is. But it's,
yeah.
like open gate isn't changing the game. Like you're not able to do something with open gate that you couldn't do
No, I agree.
without open gate.
I
And
agree.
that's, to me, if something's game changing,
Mm-hmm.
that's that. Like when the Canon 5D Mark II came out,
Mm-hmm.
that was the first DSLR that had video.
Mm-hmm.
That is game changing
Yeah.
because prior to that, you couldn't record video on a DSLR,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's a game changing thing. The only option you had was to have a designated camcorder
Yeah.
to get video. So it's like open gate. I'm able to do the same thing. I might have to back up 3 feet that you didn't have to. And if you're filming in a space where like you never have that extra room, then okay, open gate is a feature that can make sense. I get it. That's not the case for most people. Most people, it's like because it's out, oh my gosh, this is great. I got to get this camera because it's got open gate, and then they probably hardly ever even do anything with it.
They don't use it, and they don't know why you should use it or how
Right,
to use it. I mean,
right. That's why I don't get into specs and all that stuff. That's
yeah.
why I haven't bought a camera since the R5, which was 2020,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't have a deficiency in what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going to buy a new camera, there has to be something that I'm doing right now that my tools that I have right now don't allow me to do.
I feel that.
If I don't have that, then I don't need another camera because what is it going to change for me? What is it going to do to what I'm creating? It's not going to change anything. So it's not a good use of money, in my opinion. And there's always going to be, you get a camera today, especially with Sony. I mean, they've kind of slowed down as of late because, you know, you do hit a ceiling on technology. But Sony has been notorious for camera comes out today, 3 months later, another camera comes out, it's got something in it. It's like you're always chasing the spec.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how is that making you a better creator?
How do you feel about the people who say, like, let's shoot it on red and only red? Because I personally, I've shot with them. I've even owned one. And I would tell you that was hell. That was like,
Yeah.
it was like anything simple. Your storage, you know what I'm saying? Your file sizes are bigger. Then you're making proxies, but then your freaking computer, that's how bad it got me.
Right.
Your computer can't even run these,
Right.
like,
Right.
can't even edit this. And
Right.
I got good computers and good everything. And it's like, I got to build a whole nother ecosystem
Yep.
just for this camera.
Yep.
And then it's just a pain. Like,
Red is another thing that it's just, for most people, it's the optics.
yeah.
It's just to be able to say that I'm shooting with a red.
Yeah.
Now, the benefits of some red cameras, dynamic range is really good.
I give it that.
A lot of the red cameras have global shutters. So depending on what you shoot, yes, like global shutter can make a big difference. You know what I'm saying? So there are use cases out there where there is a valid, legitimate reason to shoot with the red. But for the most part,
yes,
it's just a status symbol. Red cameras are just status. I've seen stuff that's been shot on red that it's like people could have shot that on an entry level cam and it would have looked exactly the same.
that's how I feel about my camera. I'm like, I've actually compared them side by side. I'm like,
Yep.
okay, you got me on the dynamic range, but once we really color this and really put it like, is not that much significant difference where I don't
Yep.
want to be dealing with that
Right.
issue.
And that's it most of the time.
Yeah,
Like most of the stuff that we shoot, like first of all, if you're shooting indoors, it's going to be very rare
yeah,
that dynamic range is ever going to play a factor.
mm,
Like if you are in control of the lighting, having all that dynamic range means nothing. Okay,
exactly.
you don't need it. If you're shooting outdoors, that's a different ball game. But even then, even having the dynamic range, a good videographer or
Mm,
cinematographer is still not trying to utilize that. They're still
yeah,
trying to balance the scene because that always makes sense. It always makes sense to get things balanced
mm,
on location than it does to be like, okay, well, I can pull, push and pull this in post. That's cool. And if like you're in a situation where
yeah,
you have to do that, it is what it is. But good videographers and cinematographers don't leave
yeah,
things to post. It's like, how can we get this right on cam? You know what I
exactly.
mean? So it's like, instead of, let me not put the person right in front of a window. So now I'm having to deal with the exposure
Yeah,
of outside and trying to light them. That doesn't make sense. It also doesn't look that great.
yeah.
So most times the dynamic range isn't anything that you really need either.
No, it's
You
not.
know what I'm saying? So for the cost of red cameras and for the workflow,
It's a pain, bro.
the majority of people that shoot with them, that never plays a factor.
And you know what's crazy? I think, I think especially Sony shooters or like a lot of people, they get caught up so much on the actual camera without realizing like the saying, date your camera but mirror your lenses.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Like your
Correct.
lens selection, your lenses that you put money into, and
Yep.
like knowing which lens to use when and where, that tells more of the shot. I mean,
Yep.
more of your filmmaking skills or your video skills than what camera you have.
Yep.
Because anybody knows, where you roll a thumb, if you want to make a bad camera look good, go buy 50 millimeter f1.8,
Right.
throw that thing on there,
Right.
you gonna look like
Right.
think
It
like,
will. It
dang.
will. It will change what you're doing just for in that simple
You
change
know what I'm
right
saying?
there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I don't. I don't want to make this seem like it's a Sony bashing thing, because like at the end, like I don't be giving a damn.
Oh, yeah, I
I'm
don't
like,
care
shoot
either.
with whatever you want to shoot with. I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
But the one thing that irritates me the most about Sony shooters is it's like every camera that comes out,
Hmm.
they talk about how perfect the autofocus is. Like if you talk to any Sony shooter, they all like, that's the one
That's
thing
weird
that
for
you'll
me.
get from all of them, is that autofocus is perfect. My question is, if every camera that comes out is perfect, then how is every camera that comes out after it
Better.
so much better? And all, like, how are you getting better at
Yeah.
perfection? Like if this camera is perfect and then they bring out this one and now all of a sudden, oh, this one doesn't miss, it's perfect. Well, this one was already that. Why are you making it seem like
Hmm.
this one is so much better, light years better, when you just said that this camera a year ago, you said that the autofocus was perfect
It's
and
the
it never
speed of
misses?
it, But for me, here's what I'd never got. Maybe because like the way that I learned how to really shoot, I had a Blackmagic Pocket 4K,
Mm-hmm.
my first ever camera. It wasn't mine. It was my friend's camera. We shot, messed around with it. I ended up buying it from him for like really cheap, like $600.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he gave me two lenses, Rokinos, but they're all manual.
Manual. Yep.
So
Yep.
the beginning of my journey going on shoots, I'm pulling
Yeah.
focus.
Yeah.
And I really learned how to pull focus. And I
Yep.
appreciate that more. So I never realized. So like people like Lumix, oh, the autofocus is bad. Autofocus is slow. Terrible. I'm like, that's not a factor for me because one, I can pull focus, and
Yep.
two, how fast do we need it? Like I know
Right.
if I'm shooting sports and stuff, of
Right.
course I get that. But like if I'm on a set,
Yep.
I'm most likely going to be on manual focus.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Was it's like most of the time you don't even need crazy autofocus. Like
No,
most stuff that we shoot, case in point, you shot that music video.
manual
She
for the
wasn't
most part.
moving.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? She's moving laterally,
yeah,
but for the most part, like she's not moving that much.
yeah,
So like autofocus is irrelevant in that case.
yeah,
Even you're shooting a wedding. They're not okay, they're walking down the aisle.
yeah.
Cool. But that's not hard to do that manually, right? Because I mean
Or
they're moving at a very set pace, slowly at that. So it isn't even hard to do manual there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So it's like most cases, you don't really even need crazy
All I can
fast
say
autofocus.
is
It's just a point
sports.
to argue. Like people will argue about things that it's like, okay, but in the real world, do you really need this? Well,
Man,
not really, but this can't,
I've
then it's
shot
irrelevant.
I've shot YouTube videos on manual focus. In the pain of it being out of focus
Yeah.
makes you appreciate, like you just learning it more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
like, but for me, the whole Sony, that's probably why Sony never really intrigued me because I learned on manual lenses,
Yeah.
manual focus, everything. So when I got a camera that had autofocus, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I hated the ergonomics of Sony. That was the thing that, I mean, I remember being at a CES like 6 years ago, 7 years ago, and holding all the Sony. It's like they didn't fit in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could like they did not feel good in my hand, and I'm just like I would never buy one of these because it doesn't feel good to hold. And even now, they're still not that great. Like even the newer cameras, like that's the one thing that you'll hear reviewers and people talk about is, the grip is pretty decent. It's like I need something that feels good in my hand. Sony cameras have never been that. Even, it's like now I do videos, so I rig cameras out, so it's not as important. But it's just like at the end of the day, shoot with whatever works for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, it doesn't matter what anybody else is shooting. Like, I couldn't care less if someone's shooting Sony or Nikon or Panasonic. Like, I'm a Canon guy, and I will probably always be a Canon guy, and that's fine. And if I can't get a job because they want someone that shoots Sony, if they're paying enough, I'll rent it.
I mean, that's the thing too.
But it's like outside of that, then cool. Then I just won't have I don't want to work with somebody that's that tunnel vision to where you want me to shoot with a certain brand, but you don't have a solid reason as to why you want me to shoot with a certain brand. And I don't want to shoot with you because you're probably going to be a headache of a client, to be quite honest.
And then it's like, if you do want that brand, I'd rather you say, hey, like request the camera that you want. Because that lets me know you at least have knowledge of like, okay, make sure it's like an A7 IV or FX3, like, okay, I can respect that. But if I show up with a Sony A6400,
right,
little thing, hey, it's Sony.
Right.
What's the word? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
But or a ZV-10 or something, like, I don't know. And I've had a ZV-10. I liked it. It was cool. Don't get me wrong, but it was for like little vlogs.
I mean, I've shot with Sony cams.
Yeah.
To me, I'm just like I like what I like.
No, facts.
And that's fine. And I don't feel like I need to down any other brand to up the brand that I use. I just think that's juvenile activity, and I don't respect anybody that does that because it's stupid. It's like you shoot with what you want, and that's fine. But to be like, I mean, that'd be like, you drive a Toyota and you dog anybody that drives a Honda.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, cool. If you like Toyota, that's great. That's getting you from A to B. Guess what? The people that drive Hondas is getting them from A to B as well.
Exactly.
And the people that drive Kias is getting them from A to B as well.
Yep.
So it's like, why are you even concerned about that? Like, does that why does that even matter to you? It's an irrelevant thing what anybody else shoots with.
My last thing is with Sony's is that with the shooters, right? I've met and talked to a lot of unexperienced shooters.
Yeah.
And they all carrying around, oh, I just went about the A7 IV from Best Buy, A7 V, A7 III. And I'm like, okay, but why buy that camera? And they never, oh, well, my friend has one. Or I was shooting, or I was at another shoot with my other camera, and then the person next to me, I saw his footage, and I said, dang, like, that's good. I need to get one of those. I'm like, okay, but that's still not, like, like, what are you trying to get into?
Right.
What are you trying to do with, like, your career? Like, you're buying this gear off of what everybody else is saying.
Yep.
And I'm like, I might be like a little bit of like a anti, or like, I'm like, once I see the people flocking towards one thing, I'm like,
you're like, you going
nah,
the opposite
I need to find
way.
something. Yeah, I'm gonna find the underground, the most like, something in the cut people don't know about, like the diamond in the rough. That's what I found with Panasonic.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I had Canons too. I like
the one argument that I always accept from Sony shooters when I hear it is lens support. They have a lot of third-party lens support, so you can get a lot of lenses for great prices. And it's like anytime anybody ever says that to me, I accept that 10 times out of 10.
I'm jealous of that.
Because I'm like, that's a very valid reason to get into that ecosystem. Because lenses, I mean, me being on the Canon side, like Canon glass is expensive. It's like stupid expensive. Yeah.
But you have the converter.
So yeah. I don't own any RF glass because I don't need it. Like it for what I do, like the EF to RF works perfectly. I don't need it. But Canon doesn't really have any third-party support for RF.
Yeah.
So, it's like if you're just getting into it, I would tell people, go Sony.
Yeah.
Because you'll be able to get a lot of great lenses for really affordable prices. They're small, so if like it being lightweight and compact is a thing for you, Sony is absolutely the way to go because they have that third-party support. So it's like when people can tell me that, I'm like, okay, cool. Like that makes sense. But a lot of people, it's just like, I got Sony because that's what everybody says is the best. That's what's cool right now.
Yeah, I got Panasonic, and I mean that thing. Those lenses.
People be hating on Panasonic.
but
Autofocus is probably one of the main things that I
they
hear about
just
Panasonics
updated
is
them.
autofocus.
They just updated it and it got better.
Yeah,
I will say that.
yeah,
Um, but their lens support is terrible. I'll say that right
yeah,
there. They're just now getting these third parties, but
yeah,
it's still like the price range
yep,
of. I feel like the lens market should be Panasonic should always have the highest amount of lenses. So when I go look for a third party lens
hmm,
from anybody else, y'all can't be charging the same amount as damn near what the brand is,
right,
the original
right,
brand is charging.
right.
Because then
That's the
I'll
whole
just
allure of third party.
exactly like you're
Yes,
supposed to be cheaper,
yeah,
more affordable.
yep,
I'll lose out on some specs. You know what I'm saying? They have like the really good ones like Cook and some other brands that
yeah,
are above that, but they make them, but they're just really expensive, but they're
yeah,
really good. So it's like with L mount, it's like everything's on an even playing field. Then you got even higher.
yeah,
That's really it.
yeah,
I buy all my stuff secondhand. I don't care.
yeah.
I'll tell anybody straight up. I'm on Facebook Marketplace looking
I
for
don't really buy anything secondhand. That's never really like I don't sell stuff and I don't buy stuff secondhand.
really
No, and it's just a me thing.
okay.
I don't find there's nothing wrong with it at all.
Yeah,
I just don't do it for whatever reason. I just don't do it.
I
I don't even know why. I just don't. It makes sense.
mm-hmm.
It makes all the sense in the world.
I'll be honest. I haven't in all my years. I haven't bought a camera body or a camera lens fresh out the box from a camera store.
Wow. Yeah. Everything every
Let's
body
be
and lens
real.
I own was all new. The only lens that I bought secondhand was a 24 to 105. And
Okay.
that was when I first started and I needed it and I think it was like 1400 new and I
Mm.
bought it for 6. So it was just kind of
Yeah.
like at that time like I had just bought the Canon 6D, I bought the 85 1.8 and I think I bought the 7200 at 4. So I just didn't feel like spending the 1400, especially cuz at that time I was real big on the f-stop, so I was like, man, it's f4 like I
Nah.
don't I
I'm
don't
big on that
really.
too. Are you big on that?
No, not as a
What?
matter of fact, I have a good friend of mine. He's like my brother. We joke all the time because he always shoots wide open,
No, me too. I'm.
and
I
I'm
paid for
I'm
it.
like and that's what's out there, and
Yeah.
I'm like the opposite. I'm like I rarely shoot wide open because I don't. I
Mm.
feel like it's such a cliche thing to do. So I'm always like, if it makes sense, cool. But I'm
Mm.
always like, if I'm at a location, I picked that location for a reason. Why would I not want to show that location? It doesn't make sense to pick a spot, but then completely blur out the spot. Then what, you just shoot in studio then. Like if you want everything to be blown out to the point where you can't make out anything, why are you there?
But the details,
What's the
man.
point of being there?
No, man. Like I think.
What's the point of like
Like
why would you pick a location and then shoot there wide open and we can't even see the location that you specifically picked to shoot at?
you see, if we're in the desert, you gonna see. You gonna know there's some mountains back there.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
sometimes like that. So I think where I'm different with it too is I started out. So I've always enjoyed landscape. Like I
Mm-hmm.
like nature. I like being out. Like that's always been my escape. It's like
Yeah.
when I need to just have some me time, I go out and I
Mm-hmm.
just enjoy the landscape of things. So for me, like starting out with that, I'm like, well, I want to incorporate that into what I'm shooting because that a lot of times helps tell the story,
Yep.
right? So if I'm out in the desert, yeah, I can blow that out and you'll still know that I'm in a desert, but I want the desert environment to intertwine with the subject. Like I want them to be the same. Otherwise, that's easy,
For
right? You could
photos,
give an amateur, you can give somebody that doesn't shoot your camera, put it on auto and blow it out, and they can create a great photo because you got a nice looking model with a blown out background. And all of a sudden, like the photo is great. That doesn't make it great.
agreed.
Like what's great is you're able to go to the desert and make the desert environment work with the model
Mm-hmm.
and it all blends together seamless, even though you're not relying on blurring out everything. That's skill to me.
For photos, I would say I agree.
Video too.
For video,
Video to change my mind. Why would that not be applicable for video?
okay, okay. With video, it's like this, right? For especially like in low light situations, where I'm the type of shooter
That's
where
not fair.
Well, hear me out.
That's not
Hear me
fair.
out.
Because of course, low light, yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta get in as much light as you can. So I
but
understand that
and it's
aspect.
like I'm the type I don't like bumping on my eyes. I hate bumping it up.
Okay, see, I'm the opposite.
Like
I'll
for
bump that
video,
shit up.
I
I
don't
don't
like
care.
noise. I hate it. Like I don't want to shoot if it's like noisy. That's me, right? Um, so then it's like daylight. I'd rather have everything blown out, and for video, then I'm gonna bring in the ND filters because then I'm getting the density. I'm getting like the perfect mix of having that blown out, like the blown out highlight, I mean background, but my subject's still in focus, looking
Mhm.
nice. You can actually see it. It's not all just bright. Because you know, if I have a f2.8 with ISO 100 or 300, and my shutter's at what, 180, and I'm going outside, it's gonna be bright. In the Vegas sun, it's gonna be bright. But that's what I like to use ND filters for.
What's your issue with noise?
Cause
What problem or what issue is there if your video has noise?
mhm.
What does that do to take away from what you're creating? Like, why is that a problem to the point
Because
where
I'm
you
not
would
like,
rather
mhm.
not like how is that detrimental to what you're creating?
Because I shoot everything in log with me. Two, I'm like big on colors and color grading.
Mm-hmm.
I really have a color panel right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm big on that stuff. So then noise, yes, you can denoise. I know. But then it looks a little bit too buttery. Like I really look at all the fine details.
Okay.
And then plus denoising and your computer now is taking is using a lot of the
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I'll
Filling it
give you
out.
that because noise does affect the color.
Yep.
It does affect the contrast. So
Yep.
there's no doubt about it. You know, I would never say that like noise doesn't have a negative impact on the image. It absolutely does.
And I think it looks very, depending on where it's going, what you're shooting, it can give off like, why does the footage look like that? You know what I'm saying? I'm the type, I'd rather just bring some lights in
Yeah.
and let's just expose it properly. You know, and you usually don't get that option, but I'm not really in situations no more where I don't get that option.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm shooting some little music video and we out and I got to bump you up and I got some effects on you in post, I mean, that's cool.
Yeah.
But for anything like commercials or anything else, weddings, like if I'm outdoor weddings, I'm like, hey, y'all got lights out here? Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's an outdoor wedding at night. Y'all got lights, right? Like, I'm not bumping. I don't want to bump up.
See,
Like,
so here's the argument that I would make.
mhm.
Here's the argument that I would make. And everybody isn't going to agree with this,
Yeah.
but the argument that I would make is if you put something out
Mhm.
and people are focusing on the noise, you didn't do a good enough job in what you captured or how you put it together. Because if you were watching something compelling on Netflix, if it was compelling enough, you wouldn't even be focusing on the noise. The reason that you're focusing on the noise is because there's nothing else to really grab your attention.
And that goes
So
back.
you're focusing on the noise.
That goes back to the average person may not be, and I give you that credit. But for me, if I'm looking on my computer, I'm like, I ain't even dropping this. Man, like I had so much noise in that shot.
Yeah,
And, you know,
I don't worry about that. I
that's fair.
you know, it's like I want to shoot at as low of an ISO as I can because I'm not going to arbitrarily shoot at 6400 if I don't have to. Like I'm not going to introduce noise if
Yeah.
I don't have to. Of course, I'm going to try to minimize that as much as I can.
Mhm.
But if I know I'm shooting in a situation where I'm going to have to bump up the ISO, I just challenge myself more to say, well, let me just make sure that I'm creating something that is compelling enough or visually interesting enough to where people don't focus on it. Or I'm going to say, let me compose in a way to where my frame is more highlight, right? Because you're going to see the noise more in the shadow than you ever will in the highlight. So if I know that I'm really pushing that ISO, okay, well, let me just make sure most of my frame is highlight. Then you won't really see the noise, and then the noise and the shadows will be more minimized, so it won't really make much of a difference. So I don't care about pushing it if that's what I have to do. It's just like, okay, well, how can I work around that?
Well, for me, I ain't doing no noise.
Hey,
So,
hey, listen,
hey.
my brother, he's like, I'm shooting wide open. I
But,
don't care.
yeah,
It's
that's
what I
me.
want to do. He's like, I don't care. I don't care what the location is. I got a 1.2. I'm shooting at 1.2, and he stands on it, and that's fine. That's fine. And I never try to convince anybody otherwise because I'm like, if that's what you want to do in our space, If it's what you want to do it. Like, don't do it because somebody told you this is what you should do. Do it because it's what you want to do. I never have an argument against that. Like, if that's what you want, it's you're creating this. So you have all the right in the world to create it however you want. I only talk about it because it's like I just try to push people to I'm reluctant to say be better because it's not being better, but it's like push yourself more. Because it's like it's easy for me to go to a location and shoot something at 1.4 and blur out the background and call it a day. Again, it shows a lot more skill if you can have something that's a busy background and that's the third or fourth thing that somebody notices. Like that's somebody that it's like they've already enjoyed the image or the video. Now they're just looking at it to try to see other things and they're like, blah, blah, blah. It shouldn't be the first thing that people notice. Like if I can incorporate that busy background in a way to where it complements the subject, most people wouldn't care that it's a busy background. Because normally busy backgrounds is, well, it's distracting. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm focusing more on the background than the subject. But if you're skillful enough to where you can intertwine the two to where that's not even anything that people think about, to me, that's more that shows skill.
Yep. I'm shooting wide open. I mean, I get that. I get like if I'm on a video shoot and, you know, for example, you have background dancers. Obviously, I'm about to, you know, I'm about to bump up a little bit because of the fact that I need to make sure these people are in the background or being seen. So I use it more so situational, but like I would like to be at F2.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna do a challenge one day.
Okay.
To where you have to shoot. I'm gonna say like you can't shoot below 5.6.
Ooh.
And then we'll figure out like what mine is because I'm a little bit more open with maybe mine could be like I can't shoot above ISO 800 or something like that. Like we'll figure out what that is to where it's balanced on both sides. But we're definitely gonna do that.
Yeah, we got to
just so that way we could push each other. And below, you can't shoot below 5.6.
That's dark for me,
and
dude.
we're gonna see.
That's super dark.
So you're gonna have to push that ISO, and you're gonna have to figure out how to make it work to still produce something that's satisfactory to you. Because obviously, like normal people would like it regardless. Yeah. But it has to be. You got to create something that would still be satisfactory for you.
That hurts my heart.
Can't go below 5.6.
Hurts my heart. That hurts my heart.
So, because I don't know what time we at, but I'm gonna try to not have this one go too long. So I got a scenario that I want to get your thought on, and I actually want to have a model on at some point because I really want to get a model perspective on this because sometimes I think like we're so close to things that it's hard for us to see things a different kind of way. So there was a situation where a photographer was throwing an event in a different city. He reached out to a model. He knew the model already, but reached out to a model and was like, hey, I'm throwing this event in this city. I want you to come to the event. So he bought her flight, gave her a place to stay, you know, paying her for the event, all of those things. This model there's been a couple things, but the model, so the place that they were staying at is like just it's an Airbnb. You know, she has her own room, but it's an Airbnb. The model reached out or asked the photographer if it was okay if this guy that she just met on a dating app the day before could come to the Airbnb. She also then later asked if the guy, first she asked if the guy could come to the event. Yeah. Because he was like, oh, I'll just come to the event and da-da-da. Then asked if he can come to the Airbnb. When he told me this, I about flipped my top because I'm just like the audacity. Yeah. For you to think that like you could just have some random guy that you just met come to my event that he doesn't let anybody come to that didn't pay, by the way. He never lets anybody come. Like if you didn't pay, like even if it's somebody that paid, they're like, can I bring my wife, whatever, he doesn't because he wants to keep it fair for everybody. So to me, I'm just like the audacity that you would even think that would be okay to even ask if a guy that you just met the day before can come to my event, can come to my Airbnb, was crazy to me. Yeah. But as he's telling me, I'm like, is it truly crazy, or is it just crazy because I'm so close to everything that I just think that that's wild that you
Yeah.
would even ask.
So my thing would be number one. How long has he, like him and the model? They have a good connection, or is it kind of like a just a work connection? Because
We know her, but I mean, there isn't that. I mean, this is the first
yeah,
event that she's ever done with him. So I would say like it would be more acquaintance level.
and they're staying in Airbnb together.
Yeah,
I couldn't respect. Um, okay, the model say I'm staying in the house with the photographer, but it's not like you say come to my hotel room, stay in my hotel room with me. So I get that part. Um, but for a guy you just met, like you trust him more than you trust me, like that's kind of weird, especially knowing that now nobody's on the weird stuff. So like I'd be like, okay, well, if you want to be with him so bad, you could just go sleep at his crib,
right,
and I'll see you at the event.
right,
You know what I'm saying? Like I could care
right,
less if you don't want to stay here, cool.
right,
But don't try to bring a man to
right,
where I'm paying
right,
my
right,
stuff
right.
on my event. No, like, and now maybe like the event, if that's how he is with his event, she got to respect it. If it was me, I think it's the whole part. You just met him, you try and get him in for free. Now, if I knew this was your dude and yeah, you really doing me a solid, I might be able to slip him in, to come to the event. But you just met this dude, like
Yeah,
I don't know him. And I'm really
yeah,
big on like I suck at meeting new people, especially like meeting new dude like guys, because
yeah,
I don't know the type of timing and energy they be on.
yeah,
So it's kind of like until I feel you out, but I'm not gonna fill you out at my Airbnb.
yeah.
I'm not gonna
Right,
fill you out at
right,
my event.
right,
I don't have time for that.
right. Yeah, and I'm just to me, I just felt like, and this is where like I want a model perspective to see if I'm too far on the other side of this, because to me, I find that to be disrespectful, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if I had, like, let's say for example, you was going on a trip somewhere and you're like, hey, Aunt, like we're going here.
Yeah.
Like if you want to come, like I already got the place, you know what I'm saying? So, boom. That would be weird for you to fly me out. So I'm not going to say that. Plus, like, we don't want to have no clips. People are already
Yeah.
thinking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But, you know what I'm saying? So, like, just think, like, like you got all these accommodations that you're just opening it up for me to
yeah,
just
food
tap
paid
in.
for,
Like, you're not
everything.
asking
Yeah.
me to put in on anything like that. For me to then be like, all right, bet, can I have this girl slide through that I just met? She going to come over here and eat dinner with us and do all these things. Like, to me, that would be a disrespectful thing because, like, you're extending this to me that I'm not having to pay for. I don't feel that it's my
Mm-hmm.
place to even ask if some, like, especially like
Mm-hmm.
let me even say, like, you're not on that. Like, it's not like you're having people come over, like whatever it is, like it's a tight operation that you got
Yeah.
going on. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe it's like it's you and your family or you and your boys where it's like we keep it tight in how we do this
Yeah.
particular thing. I wouldn't even feel right even asking
Yeah.
if I could bring over some chick that I just met the night before on a dating app. Can she come through? Can she come to this? Can she do that? I would feel like that's disrespectful because it's like,
I think I run like my thing is I think I'm probably more chill in
yeah,
that aspect where it's kind of like if there's anything I'm doing, granted, yeah, if it's like my family, it's like you gonna bring some random chick around my people. No, but let's say it's like work related and everybody's like we about to go out of town and shoot some big production that I got the lead on. You know what I'm saying? Run point on. I mean, just don't let it mix up. But no, this girl ain't gonna be staying at the Airbnb while I'm gone.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But I'm more simple in that term.
See, I'm a principal guy.
But
And it's like, I don't give a damn how simple it is.
yeah,
I'm just a principal guy, and I just don't find that to be an appropriate thing to ask.
I can feel that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like the action itself. And like a lot of times with me, like it's more principle than anything. Like, it's not the thing itself. Like, the thing itself isn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of times it isn't even close to being a big deal. But I'm such a principle guy to where it's like I don't do things out of principle. It doesn't matter how small it is or how insignificant it is. It's the principle, and that means everything to me.
Actually, I take that
So
back.
it's like
feel
I'm
that.
not doing it off of the principle of it to where it's just like that's not my space to even try to entertain that. Like if I'm staying at an Airbnb that I didn't put any money into, I'm not even trying to entertain bringing somebody over because like I don't feel like that's my place. Like I
feel
didn't put
that.
anything in on this. Like I don't have the right to even ask that because like I'm here for free.
I got a scenario for you then, right?
Mm-hmm.
No names, nobody. I've had friends over. I had a friend over one time. He says, mind you, I'm chilling. Like when I said I was like chilling, I'm here by myself chilling. Or it was just us. But, like we chilling, whatever. Hey, can I bring this girl through? I'm trying to crack her in your podcast room. For me, it wasn't like no because you like I don't want you getting none. Like I could care less, but also one I don't want to hear in this house I pay all my bills at.
Yeah.
Like the only
Yeah.
person cracking is me.
Right.
But then number two, it was kind of like, do I put a lot of money into that room?
Right.
So for you to come up in here after I like invested a lot of time, energy, and it's like
Yeah.
like a working area
Yeah.
for me, thinking you's gonna do something up in here, bringing some random girl I don't even know into my crib.
Right.
No. So in that sense,
I would never ask that. I would never ask that. Just off of it doesn't even matter if I knew you would say yes. I am so big on just the principle of that to where it's just like I'm not like I don't even know this girl.
yeah,
So how in the world like I'm not gonna ask
yeah.
my boy to be like, can I bring this girl over to your crib? I don't know her. I just met her. She might be crazy. She might be on some setup type stuff. I don't know nothing because I don't know her.
Yeah.
But can she come to your place and I try to crack in your place? Like,
That's
I'm never going to do that. Like, just as the man that I am, I'm never going to do that. Like, I'm never going to do that.
See, I would never do that either to anybody. So it's like you feel comfortable asking me. I would never ask you in that situation.
Right.
Like,
Right.
this is not no college stuff. Like,
Right.
we got like
Right.
this is and my friends are younger. You know what I'm saying? So to them they're still like that college mindset.
Right.
And to me, it's kind of like, nah, dude, like I pay real bills here.
Right.
Like,
Right.
like, I don't the stuff that you can get away with in the college dorms and doing all that
Right.
stuff. That's cool, but for me, it's like, nah, dude, I got like real equipment in there. Like,
Yeah.
I put a lot of money. Like, I see a lot of money go on my account to go into that room.
Right.
Like,
Right.
it hurts me looking back at what I spent.
Right. And I don't want to be in here recording no podcast,
Yeah.
not knowing where some ass was at up in here. You know
Exactly,
what I'm
like-
saying? Like I don't want to do that. But that's where like in that scenario, like I want to like get a model's because maybe like from a model's perspective,
You think
they
it's a
don't
safety?
genuinely see any issue. Me, because I'm so close to it and he does this all the time that I've been a part of. So like to me, I'm just like, you're crazy for even asking. Maybe because I'm so close to it, I think that you're crazy for asking. Maybe like an ordinary person wouldn't think it's crazy to ask.
I think the only thing that would have me looking sideways is like, you just met him and
Right.
you got him around me.
Right.
That's the only. Now, if that was your man's, I knew if that was your man from
Right.
months y'all been together. That's your
Right.
damn near your husband. Hey, I mean, whatever,
Right.
it's a different conversation to be had.
Right. And
But-
that was what I was like, if this was if it was a guy that you used to date, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, and then you moved to a different city, so
Yeah.
y'all broke up and now you in the city and da da da, I would be more like, okay, I still wouldn't love it, but I would entertain it more just off of, okay, what's your history? Okay, I get it, blah blah. But also I'm just like, I'm paying for everything.
Well, yeah.
So I don't want it to turn into like you think this is a free trip.
Yeah,
And you can just do whatever you want to do on my dime.
know,
Like
of
I
course.
brought you here for a purpose. Like I could have spent the same money to just hire a model local.
Yeah.
Like if you got money to pay, you can get whatever model you need if you got money to pay.
But I think for me, it's like the biggest thing is like, as another grown man, this girl tells you that you just met, yeah, come stay at the Airbnb with me and another dude. You don't know this dude. You don't know the dynamic for real.
Right.
And you okay with that kind of man? Like for me, I'm not going like, if anything, hey, come to my crib.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You do your thing over there
Right.
for what you're out here for.
That's definitely what I would be on. Like
Yeah.
I would be like, either you coming to my spot or I'm getting a hotel.
Yeah,
like
for
those are
real.
my two things. Like I don't want to be going because, again, I'm a paranoid person. So me,
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I'm not about to be like, I don't know this nigga you staying
Yeah.
with. Like I'm not. And on top of that, like if my intention was to try to crack or something like that, like I don't want
I don't want him. Yeah, I
Come
don't know.
here.
Yeah, I don't know
You know what I'm
him.
saying? Like, let me get something that's neutral to where I don't got to worry about
Hmm.
any weird stuff. So,
So
yeah.
yeah, I'm looking at the guy now. If he wanted to be like, "Oh, I'll go support you at your fashion show. Can you get me in?" That's a reasonable ask. Now, him say yes or no, that's on him. But I think,
Even then, I'd be like, Cap. Because I'd be like, nigga, you just met her last night.
yeah,
Like, you ain't on no
you don't
support
care about
type
no fashion
stuff
show.
when
You
you just met her on a dating app last night. Like, there
don't.
ain't no...
Uh,
The only dude that would care about that is a dude you don't need to be messing with because he crazy. Because I
you
don't
know,
know. Because never in my life would I meet somebody last night and I want to already be like, I want to support you.
yeah,
That's
no.
weird as hell.
The only way I'm saying
That's
that
weird as
is
hell.
like, nah. If I've dated, I mean, I've met girls on those apps that play sports. Oh, I gotta practice. I got a game. Oh, okay, cool. See you. Text when you get done. You know what I'm saying? It's not
Yeah.
like let me come support you the day
Yeah.
after, unless you just trying to crack
Yeah.
and you really trying to be like, oh, I'm different. I'm gonna
Yeah.
come support you. But I mean,
So I
yeah,
actually was going to touch on this last week, and then we'll,
okay,
we'll end with this for real.
okay.
We'll end with this for real. So I was going to mention this last week, and we just started talking about other stuff, and I completely forgot about it. I've never used a dating app. I've
What?
never used a dating app. I've never had a profile. I've never even played with it myself just
Mm-hmm.
to see. Like, I've never been on a dating app. So obviously, like, I understand the point of dating apps. So I guess the only question that I would have for you is like, what is your purpose of being on a dating app? Like, what are you trying to get out of? Because
Oh
if it's just
man.
like you just trying to crack, I get it. Or is like, when you're on there, like, are you just when
Hmm.
you were on there,
Yep.
were you just looking for people that you could have a good time with, or were you looking for girls that you could like you actually were on there to potentially try to find somebody to be in a relationship with? Like, what was your
Uh,
motivator
all
for,
right.
or you just trying to see how it was gonna go? Like, where did you fall on that with the
Let's get
dating
the
apps?
people mad today. Let's get them
Yeah,
mad. Okay, I feel like when you're a dating app, you depending on, I think it depends on for a lot of guys when you join. Fresh out of a breakup, you looking to crack.
yeah,
You ain't looking for no love.
right,
You've been single for a while, you might get on there trying to meet somebody. But I think for me personally, the goal was ultimately always to crack. Um, Now there are certain girls who would be like, "Oh, she's fine. Like I'll take her on a date."
mm-hmm,
I'm also trying to crack. I'm not.
mm-hmm,
I'm not thinking like this could be my girlfriend. Like
yeah,
you're not looking for like that potential partner
yeah,
on there. You're looking for a good time. You want to slide through, or let's go out real quick. Maybe do a date, 2 dates max, and then I'm trying to crack. Like that's the whole dating app thing.
yeah,
I'm on or used to be on Facebook dating,
yeah,
the BLK, the black one,
yeah,
Tinder.
yeah,
Uh, I didn't like Hinge. It was too many questions. I didn't want to know your favorite color for real.
yeah.
That was the requirement. You had to
Yeah,
fill out a
and I know
questionnaire.
I know Match was like that as well. Like people
Yeah,
told me like Match was like a whole take you 30 minutes to get
yeah. I
through
wasn't doing all
the thing
that.
to set up the profile. Yeah.
So I've been on all of them, and I've met girls, a lot of girls on there, and
Yeah.
each one it was just crack. And I mean, it's cool, but I've actually one of my ex girlfriends I met on Tinder. Um, and it showed me exactly why I should have kept it on Tinder because
See, now that's interesting because like I do know people I know couples that are married to like have a great marriage that met on the dating apps, and then of course I know people that would go on there just to find people to crack. I know people that went on there looking for people and it didn't really pan out. Um, and so like I'm old enough to know like when they first became a thing, and I think if I'm being honest, the main reason why I never got on there like when it first came out, like I don't have any desire now, but when they first came out, I did want to hop on there because I just thought like it was an easy way. Because like I've never, I mean, when I was in my 20s, I did go out a lot, but I always knew like I wouldn't want to date a girl that I met at the club. Like there are good girls that go to the club. It's not like it's all ratchet chicks that go to
yeah,
clubs, but for the most
like
part,
look where
like
you at, look
I
where you
wasn't,
met.
yeah, I wasn't
Yeah,
looking for somebody to date at the club. I
yeah,
was just looking for a good time. So my whole thing was like I never wanted to be on a dating app and like somebody that I work with come across my profile on the dating app. And back then, like I cared a little bit more about what people thought. Like as I've gotten older, I care less and less. And I mean, I don't really give a damn today. But back then, like I was just kind of like, I don't want somebody that I work with to like see, come across my profile and it's like I'm all vulnerable and shit. Like I'm like, I don't want to do that. So that's what stopped me from ever doing it because I was just like, I didn't want somebody to see me on there and then they'd be like, why are you on there? Like,
I
you
think
like,
nowadays it's normal. I think,
but right, it's
yeah,
so normal, and But see, then now I don't think that I would want to be on there because and this is just my thought. I could be completely wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there's people that would probably argue that I'm wrong to some degree, but now I think dating apps are just a way to find somebody to have fun with. Like, I don't
Yeah.
think that anybody's on dating apps to truly try to find a partner. Like, guys are looking for girls to smash, girls are looking for free dinners.
See,
You know what I'm
that's the
saying?
thing,
Like,
though.
that's all it is. Like, nobody's on these apps today that are truly looking for their partner. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
that's facts. I think here's the thing: is like as a guy, even like I've had to stop and question myself because it was like, yeah, this girl's about to give it up to me. I took one swipe on Tinder and not even a crazy dinner we went to. We just got some little food, maybe Olive Garden. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right,
And then now you come back to my crib, you let me crack.
right,
Now I know with you being a girl, you have way more swipes and like
right,
matches than
right.
I do, and I'm okay with that
Yep.
because I've seen my homegirls phone. They're like, one homegirl has over like 10,000 likes on Tinder.
Yeah,
Like seriously, it says
yeah,
9,999 plus.
yeah,
I said I didn't think it got that high.
yeah.
Like I'm at a cool like I got 5 to 10. I'm chilling.
Right,
Like I'm
right,
like yeah,
right,
like because that's enough for me to work with,
right.
you know. But you had like 10,000 options, and she'd be like, yeah, we're going to the city. Let me go get with this one. Let me go get with this one.
Yep.
And I'm like, and I know what she's doing. I'm like, yo, like if you doing all that,
Right,
I don't think I want to take you down
right.
on, you know. So I start
Yep.
really questioning it, and then I would say there's different ones for different things, like Tinder for sure, Facebook dating. I feel like you could find some.
I didn't even know Facebook had a dating thing.
I was actually scared of it because
Yeah, I did. I did know they had that.
I felt like it was too close to home, like for family.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But then once like they really block everybody that follows you.
Okay. See, I like that.
Yeah, so
I
like
like that.
you have the option to really get rid of
Yeah,
all your family members on
yeah,
Facebook.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
so people I've been used to match with and stuff like people you would never know. Like you know what I'm saying? They're not
yeah.
friends of friends. Like they really filter it out for you. But then I was like, what if my mom see me on here or something?
Right.
But then I was like, oh, I'm on there. She shouldn't be on there.
I
So
know,
like,
right?
so it's like
Right.
the people you worried about shouldn't even really be on there for
Yeah. No,
real.
that's facts. That's definitely facts. Yeah, I think there's there could be a lot of good. Like I'm not on demon time these days. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not getting on. I
Yeah.
wouldn't get on there to try to look for somebody because my I would overthink.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I don't even think it's overthinking, but I would be like, I'm a realist, and I
Mm-hmm.
would be like, I'm not special enough
Mm-hmm.
to where some girl's doing something with me that she would not have done with anybody else. Like I'm
Thanks.
not that special of a
Where you
person.
learn
Like
that from?
I'm very proud of who I am as a person, and I'm very secure in myself as a man. But I'm not bringing anything to the table that's just so amazing that like
Thanks.
I've never done this. I wouldn't do this with anybody else. So it's like
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to meet somebody on there that I'm trying to do something with you that you probably doing with 3, 4, 5 other guys. Like that doesn't interest me at all. And then I just don't think that there's enough people on there that's truly for relationship and like being
Mm-hmm.
serious. And that's all out. Like if I'm going to give you my time, like I need it to be something serious.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to just have fun. I don't want it to just be surface level. Like I would want something serious.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, and this is completely arbitrary. I have nothing to support this whatsoever. Absolutely nothing to support this. But I feel like the ones that are serious, I don't know, like they may be too like clingy and too,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
feel like if you're on there and you're serious, like you probably would be the type where you're just like
Once
you
you
meet
get it.
someone that you like and you just fall head over heels and
Yep.
like they become your life. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
want that either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I need you to have your own life and do your own thing and we, just kind of mix. So that's where it's just like I don't see where I fit in
Mm-hmm.
it because I don't want either of those. Like I don't just want the girls that's just looking for, a handout. I don't want the girls that's just
Yeah.
sleeping with everybody and I don't want the girls that's going to be super clingy. Like I want the girl that's like, I'm busy. I don't really go out that much, but I still want to look for somebody. And I feel like that's more the minority on the dating
Yeah.
apps. But again, I don't have anything to support that.
I
That's an
mean,
arbitrary thought. I have absolutely nothing to support that. But
after my last breakup, I was king of one night stands and
yeah,
Tinder, and I mean, and Facebook dating, and I mean, yeah, these girls they want the same thing. It was
yeah,
really simple. But the ex, like I said, that I met on there, it, it was weird. It was weird because it was like she definitely was going through like that phase until she magically swiped right on me for some reason,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was like, oh, I want to wait, I want to hold off, and I'm like, wait, I'm just trying to crack. Like
Right,
I
right,
didn't want a whole relationship, so
right, right,
dang near me trying to crack, put myself in a relationship that I didn't,
right,
not that I didn't want to be in, but I was like, okay, she's actually a cool girl, and then we start dating and stuff, but I'm like, I don't know, like, and then on Tinder you got to realize like too, like if your girl's on there, she's definitely had some one night stands and she definitely got cracked, a couple
yeah,
times, and it's
yeah,
like, so once you swipe right, you don't realize like, oh, I'm talking to this girl I met on Tinder. You like, wait a minute, but you probably talked to a lot of dudes on
right,
Tinder.
right,
You
right.
just picked me for some
And
reason.
I don't want no part of that because
Yeah, it's rough.
I don't necessarily, I don't necessarily care about your past, but I do care about your past, right? Because
Yeah.
that's like people are you got people that's like I don't want to know, I don't
Mm-hmm.
ask because I don't want to know because it don't matter. I don't necessarily want to know, but I do want to know because I want to know who I'm dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I was to be dating a girl and I'm like, "What's your body count?"
Ooh.
and she's like 250, that's not somebody that I want to mess with. Like
Does
I'm
that
all
matter to you?
yes, because I'm all for like I'm not one of those that I feel like girls got to have ultra low body counts because it's like girls are like guys. Like sometimes they just want to have fun too,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like if you just having fun and you being safe with it, like I don't look at that as a bad thing necessarily. But if a girl was like, yeah, 250, you gave yourself, because the way that I look at it is, and this is where there is a little bit of a double standard, but the way that I look at it is like guys we look at sex as just like we just smashing something. Like
Yeah.
we don't need to, like a lot of guys don't need to like you. They damn sure don't need to love you. They don't want to anything. They just want to hit,
I might not know your
right?
name.
Females, most females aren't that simple. You know what I'm saying? Like they at
Yeah.
least want to have some sort of emotional
Mm-hmm.
attachment. So when I meet or hear about a girl that's very loose with her stuff, to me that's going against what is normal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like you're fighting against what's normal. Like it's very normal for guys to just be smashing whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if I'm talking to a girl and she's like, "Yeah, my body count 250." I can't get pat like that's a lot of guys that you let run through you.
See, I think that is high, but for me, I personally, I don't.
I mean, even if it was 50,
Yeah,
like that's a
yeah,
lot.
yeah.
Like even 25 is a lot for a woman.
I go off of. Here's what I go off. I go off of. Well, now I don't care. I used to care. I used to be like, dang, like because like I had an ex who was like, I have 3 bodies, and we were like 19 at the time. So to me, I'm like, 3 dudes was up in here before me. I'm telling you, I love you. You know what I'm saying? Like you're my girl. Like 3 dudes was up in here before me. Now my mindset has really changed a lot. Where it's like, not saying I don't want to know, but I really don't care. Like I'm so numb. I don't care. So like once you tell me that number, I'll be like, okay, like and also I think age plays a factor into it
Mm-hmm.
too. If you're 20, 21, like the girls I'm talking to, 21, 22, typically, you know, and you have, I mean, I can't speak because mine is up there, but
Yeah.
if you have like 50
Right.
in the past three
So
years,
you meet a 21-year-old who's got 50 bodies. That ain't something that you would care about. You just would be like,
I can't
I
judge.
don't need to know that.
I wouldn't, I can't judge because I'm 21 and mine is above that.
So this isn't I'm not going to say that this is fair.
But it's
But
a double
again,
standard.
I'm going this technically is a double
Yeah.
standard, but it's a double standard that has a little bit of science behind it. Like
Mm-hmm.
science-wise, like women are not as loose with intimacy as
Yes.
men are. Like men don't need anything but something in front
Yeah.
of them to hit, right? Scientifically, like women mentally don't think the same way. Like a lot of women wouldn't just be like, I'll just let this dude hit and I won't care. Like most women,
Mm-hmm.
it isn't that. So
Yeah.
a woman with a high body count is going against nature to a
Yeah.
degree. Whereas a man with a high body count isn't outside the
No,
norm,
I
like
feel
from
that.
a science level, like mentally,
Uh,
chemically, like we that's what we do. Like it's kind of like in the animal world, in the
mm-hmm.
animal kingdom, right? Like you have like a male lion that will just go and impregnate as many lions as he can. He doesn't care about trying to
Yeah.
have, you know what I'm saying? But on the flip side, that one lion will only sleep with that one male lion.
Yep.
So it's like even in the animal world, like women are not built
Yep.
to just
Have
smash, let any dude hit.
I think
So if you come across the female that
with
is
50
just like
bodies,
letting a bunch of dudes hit, that's going against what's normal.
I agree, and I think that for me, it would be like I don't think you could love me if you had got with 50 guys in the past 2 or 3 years because I feel like I don't know what you're going through. You know what I'm saying? For me, I think for any guys, like we could smash whoever, and then we could also dedicate the part of love towards one woman,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of like because if a guy loves a girl, it's probably because everything outside the bedroom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I'm dealing with your attitudes and everything else.
Right.
I love you, not
Right.
because you can put it down, you can put it on good,
Right.
for the most part. But that stuff it goes away when you start
Right.
dealing with attitudes, personalities,
Right.
all this other stuff. And it's like if I'm still choosing to be next to you,
Yeah.
I love you. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so for the 50 girls I took down before that, it don't matter to me because I don't care about them.
Yeah.
I really don't. Um, but like I've talked to like a 30-year-old who told me like, oh, I got like 14 bodies.
Yeah. See,
And I was like,
that's a
okay.
that's a solid number. You know what I'm
Like
saying? That's a solid number.
I'm like, you went through college,
Yeah.
had a boyfriend. Yeah, you 30. Yeah, okay. I'm not tripping.
Yeah.
Because whatever, that's life.
Yeah. And
And
it's all context too, right? You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like if I was talking to someone that was 30 that went to college and all of that, like I would naturally expect that number to be higher because a lot of girls that go to college, like
Yeah.
you'd be a little bit more free and loose and things like that.
Yeah.
So I get it. Like most of your number might have been in them college years, and you like, oh yeah, but the past 8 years I've only slept with 2 guys. Like I'm gonna take that into account. So like I meet a girl,
Yeah.
she's like 50, and she's like, yeah, but 40 of them came, between 16 and 21, 22.
Yeah.
I'm not going to see that the same as somebody that's 30 and they're like, yeah, last year I slept with 19 guys last year.
Yeah.
I'd be like, that's wild to me
Yeah. So
that
it's
you're
all
30
context.
and you got 19 different guys that you slept
Yeah.
with. Like even from a guy's perspective, I'd be like, you're 30.
Yeah.
And you slept with 19 different women, like I'm gonna look at that the same. Like I give a pass for people that's in their low 20s, because we do dumb stuff. We do, we live life, and I'm cool with that. But it's like even a guy, it's like you're 30 and you slept with 19 different girls last year, bro. Like, I mean, I get having fun, but you're 30. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you gonna grow up a little bit? You feel me?
I don't give a number no more. Like, yeah, I don't even ask. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't know. You could tell me, but then once you ask me, and be like, well, it's over this, but it's
Yeah.
under this amount.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, what that mean? I'm like,
See, that's wild to me.
Over under.
That you don't even know the exact. See, and that's where it's like I know my exact. Like I know every single person that I've ever slept with.
I don't.
So it's but now mind you, I don't know that I know any other guy that would be able to tell me exactly the number. Definitely not the names. I can do both, but I don't think I know any other guy that can do that. Because most guys that I know,
yeah,
they're just having a good time. And that's why, like, I don't see it as a bad thing. Like, just because I don't do it, I don't see anything wrong with people living life. Like, at the end of the day, it's your life, and you do what makes you happy. And I hope that it works out to where nothing negative happens. And you know what I'm saying, you doing that. But it's like at the end of the day, things that don't affect me personally, I don't judge, because why would I? Like, it doesn't impact my life at all. So it's like if you wanted to sleep with 2 girls every day and have 700 by the end of the year, I'd be like, bro, like, have fun. I just hope that like nothing negative happens in you doing that. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a bad thing. It's just I've just never been on that. So I think that magnifies it even more, because like if I met a girl that has a higher body count than me, I'm just like, yeah, my number could have been way higher if I wanted it to be, but it's like, damn, like I know a lot of girls also that's like have low body counts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think I would gravitate more to someone that was just a little bit more disciplined with that, but it's all context. Cause like I said, it's like if you're 30 and you did a lot of it in your early, late teens, early 20s, like I'm not going to look at that the same as you doing the same thing in the past 2 years.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like I want to know the number just to get a better idea of who you are as a person. That's why I ask. It's not because I'm insecure. It's not because I really care about the number. But it's like, yeah, if I met a girl and she was like, yeah, like 125, that's a good indicator that there's probably going to be other things, even if it's in her decision making, that probably won't mesh well with my decision making. So we probably wouldn't be very compatible.
I would be like, I'll have a good time for sure. I know
Yeah.
you ain't gonna love me, but we gonna have a good time tonight.
Yeah. Then I'll be like, I mean, hopefully, like, you wasn't out here being reckless, like, but at the end of the day, I just tell people, live your life. You only got one of them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if this is what makes you happy, I don't have to approve of it. The only thing I care about is that you're happy. If you're somebody that's in my circle, I care about your well-being. So I'm always like, I don't want anything bad to happen to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, that's what I would say to you. Like, I want you to enjoy your youth,
man,
and have fun. I wouldn't want anything bad to happen to you. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I would come in and just be like, man, just.
I would say it comes in like little spurts where it's like, for me, I know myself very well. Post breakup me, like the day after, yeah, I'm taking everything down. My body count going up.
Yeah.
And then like after a while, hold on, where's that flash? Oh, what's that flash? I don't know what that means.
What's flashing? Well, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up.
But thought, then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, finish thought. But like, I just know myself where it's like post breakup me. I know I'm probably gonna do whatever.
Yeah.
And then I usually find something that I be chilling with.
See now what's funny about that? We are really gonna wrap it up. But what's funny about that is like post breakup. So usually, like, most of my relationships have been long.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't really had a decent amount of short relationships. So there's always like an emotional attachment with the people that I've been with. So like when I break up, I've almost just like kind of sulked in my sadness almost. And I never turned to let me just get another girl to take my mind off, because I think in my head, I always knew like that wasn't really going to fulfill me. That wasn't really going to help me at all. So then it's like, I always thought about the risk. So because I've always been such a risk averse person, like I'm always just like, I know I'm down right now. I'm sad. Yeah, it'd be easy to just go kick it with this girl, smash this girl. And that's going to take my mind off of it in the moment. But I know when she's not there, I'm still like, that's not going to take my sadness away. I would rather just work through that versus like having this.
So you can't do both. I live in the moment and I'm still working through it.
You absolutely can do both. But I think I just.
I'm good on that.
Honestly, I'll be completely honest with you. I think me being so risk averse, that's the only thing that kept me from being reckless in the streets. That's the only thing. Because if it wasn't for that, and this isn't to like try to toot my own horn or nothing, but if it wasn't for that, like I could have smashed a lot of girls. Like there's a lot of girls that like I did not do stuff with just because like I was just like I didn't want to take the risk, or I was just like it's just not the right thing to do, and I just want to try to be a respectful guy. So I think that really is the only thing that truly stopped me. It was just kind of like that. And I think I always was like, I don't want to have like this crazy high number. Because one of my good friends when I was growing up in my 20s, like his goal was to just smash as many girls as he could smash. Who knows what his number is at today. And I was always just like, the type of girls that I go for, I knew that they wouldn't respect having a guy that's like, oh yeah, I'm at 200, 300, 400. So I always was just like the type of girl, like I don't want the type of girl that would be cool with a dude that's got 500 body count.
Yeah, I mean.
So I had to make sure that like my actions matched the type of girls that I was into, and I knew like they're coming to me with 3, 4, 5. If I come back 400, 500, they're not gonna want that.
And we'll end on this. I will say though, on a real note, that a lot of girls that I really wanted to go after, I had such a bad rep on my name to where it was like, the only reason I want to mess with you is I know. And the thing was like, not saying you can't trust me. If I'm pursuing you, I'm very honest, and I wouldn't My thing is like, if I'm actively trying to like, hey, I want you, I'm
Yep.
not about to go get that and then like leave you. Oh, if I
Right.
wanted that, I'd be like, hey, this is what it is. But the girls who I like, I know I can't just say,
Yep.
hey, I like you, let's go do this.
Yep.
But no, like, so the girls I try to pursue, they'll be like, nah, because I already know about you.
Yep.
Plus, you took down my best friend. And I'm
Yep.
like, well, dang, well, that's a
Yep.
pass though.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
that's really so. You
Yep.
know, it does come with its own territory. It is harder to like
That's the thing,
find
being in
girls.
a smaller city. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, Vegas is
Oh
small. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? So word gets around. And to be honest, like that's really what keeps me on the straight and narrow here,
Mhm.
because I've kind of developed, like, for everybody that knows me, like nobody would ever associate me to the ratchet behavior,
Yeah.
of a guy, right? Because I just don't do it. So no one's going to hear stories of me, smashing this
Yeah.
model, smashing this chick, doing this. So once you kind of build that reputation, it's almost like, well, now I got to uphold that. You
Well,
know
I
what I'm
will
saying? Like, I
say
can't
though,
be out here on demon time now, because that's not what I do.
work and pleasure, it's two separate things for me. But so that's why, like, I think, a lot of girls do book with me though because of the fact that whatever I do, I don't let that bleed into,
Yeah.
actual
There's
work.
never, we seriously got to stop in this,
Yeah, we
but
do.
there's not been models that you've worked with that you wanted to smash.
You gonna get me caught up,
I know
man.
there's been
But
models
hear
you've
me
worked
out.
with
Hear me
that
out.
you
Hear me
wanted
out.
to
I
smash.
I think by nature, and this is going to sound messed up or however they want to take it, but by nature, it's like, yes, they are beautiful women, right? And of course, like they're models. Like, yes, they called me. They want to do a bikini shoot. Yes, they know they look. They're taking pictures, so they know they look good.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
know they are attractive. Now, I'm respectable. I'm not making weird comments, but it's kind of like, yeah, she look good. Like I'll be lying if I'll be like, yeah, I don't find them attractive at all.
Yeah.
They attractive. Will I take them down? Maybe not. Only because I know a lot of them personally. I know what they be doing. I'm like, no, I'm good. You can go do that yourself,
Yeah.
And I kind of go numb to them. But no, like they're very attractive models out there, and
Yeah.
that's not a.
See, you probably better than me, because I feel like if I was 21, I would be a terrible photographer, because I would probably be trying to knock down every single pretty model that I shot with.
Man,
Like, if I think about,
yeah, I
I
know.
mean, I was never crazy when I was in my 20s, but like if I was in my 20s today,
Yeah,
man,
man, don't. There's ones that I've gone that I know outside of stuff, and they're like, "Oh, can I get my pictures? You get pictures?" I'm like, just to clarify, you are not a model. Like I was trying to take you down before you asked me
yeah,
for a
yeah,
photo
yeah,
shoot.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I
yeah,
like you just didn't book me out of nowhere. Now I'm
yeah,
trying to take you down. Like I don't. But there's been girls who I want to take down that look good, and then I end up doing photos for them. But I was trying to take them down before.
yeah,
Not
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I think we'll
yeah,
save it for another. We're
yeah.
gonna we're gonna end this one. We'll
All
talk
right,
about it
y'all.
then. Yeah.
Well, this is another episode. Appreciate my
I
man.
won't even know what time we at, because you don't got the thing on the
Yeah, I
screen.
don't. I think it's a little bit. Well, I think it's just like an hour 50.
I was trying to keep it to an hour today, to be
Oh,
honest, but
well,
I didn't see it up there. So now I was like, man, the day that I'm
you could
like,
have
I'm
said
going to
something.
try to keep it to that, I
Nah,
don't
you
got my
good.
time up there.
But I think it was good conversations all the way
For sure.
around. Appreciate the love, man. YouTube subs are going up. TikTok, man, y'all be wild and man.
Wildin', man.
Instagram, same thing. You know, slowly building this podcast back up.
Mm-hmm.
Brick by brick, little by little. So I appreciate everybody who's listening. Spotify people for sure. The numbers there are pretty decent. So without further ado, I'm
That's
out of
it.
here.
Yes, sir.
Peace.